Live. All right. Live. And then now, Egyptians, Mayans. Yeah, I was about to say. What people gonna say about this?
I'm so mad. I'm sleepy as hell, and everybody alive tweaking out. They got some good topics today.
Yeah, for sure. I just got.
I
I
just
saw a couple of them.
This came off gifted loud talking about the O phase.
Hmm. Hey, what's up? What's up, Murray? Captain America Rocky Raccoon. What's up, Native FBA?
You know they banned Tyron Page again.
Yeah, I saw. He followed me on his new one.
He cannot get past 500 followers. It's like the third page.
That's because I don't know. It's probably because all the trolling and memes that he put out. You know.
Nah, they be bullying my cousin. I don't like it.
Oh, got Tyron your cuz?
Yeah, we all cousins.
Right. Oh yeah, who that? All right, let me see. About to invite some folks. Yeah, basically up. You almost had 1,000 likes. Let's get up to 10,000 likes. Get some people in here spicing up. All right. You see how they doing on StreamYard. Nobody's on YouTube yet. Hope I didn't get Marcy live in trouble. I ain't cuss. What happened?
The YouTube.
What happened in Marcy live? All right. Hey, let me share it in the group. Share it live.
Y'all, they got the Reverend in trouble. So this topic is very informative, and I like it just as much as I like the TikTok shop.
I tell you can't be serious about looking at him.
Oh.
Hey, what's up, Dewita? What's up, Opium?
What's up?
What's up, Yin? Happy birthday, Yin. Oh yeah, tell her Yin happy birthday.
Yes, ma'am. Happy solar return.
Happy born day.
Happy born day.
Well, from looking at the picture, there's going to be some people that's going to be salty.
Yes, they are for sure.
Well, this picture you're using of Egyptians is Nubians.
Hey, how you doing?
What's
hey,
up,
how you doing? The picture I'm using today are Nubians. Are Nubians still not in Egypt? Are they not in Egypt still to this day?
Well, I guess he doesn't really know the history because the Nubians were in Egypt as well. So those are Nubians and Egyptians.
And they still there.
They were together.
Yeah, they are an ethnic group that lived in Egypt. Don't mind that, but modern day Egyptians are Coptics.
No,
they said no, they're not.
Lord.
I literally just talked to somebody from Egypt not too long ago. Like she said that's a language. It's not. Yeah,
The point is that there were darker people at one point, and now you're seeing invaders, and they're trying to pass them off as the originals. That's the point of the picture.
Oh yeah, like I said, like Nubian people live in Egypt. I know some Nubians pretty cool, but like they're not the only ethnic group that live in Egypt.
Oh my God, you're missing the point.
Yeah, now because they've been invaded by the Arab people, and they left a little offspring after the I think the Ottoman Empire slave trade.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ottoman Empire. You had the Greeks. You had the Romans all up in there. Like You know, the
Those
British.
people, yes, sir. Those
It's the base.
people are not the real people that are down there in Egypt. Why, if they were, why would they be digging up their ancestors? That's the most disrespectful, horrifying thing that you could ever do to your lineage. That's like me going down to where my family buried at, and I'm about to go dig them up and see what they buried themselves with. You would never disrespect your ancestors like that.
Conspiracy theories. They make fake Egyptian artifacts to keep Egypt relevant. Can't lie. I do have conspiracy theories.
Okay.
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 They test the mummies in the Middle Kingdom. They came out from the Levant region.
Negroids.
I forgot all this Egyptology study. I'm not gonna lie. It's been so long since I actually cared about studying that stuff.
But weren't you focusing on pretend Indians? Like, well, Native Americans?
Don't you see them in the prompt? Don't you see them in the photo right now? Indians, dude. Don't you see them in it? Don't you see today what Indians look like back then and then today's Indians and then also Mayans?
Written accounts, most Native Americans were described as copper-skinned Mongoloids.
Copper skinned Mongoloids. By who? Name 10 people that describe them as that. Oh, you went on tea time.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to like live, y'all.
I'll go get the crumpets.
That was one group in one spot. I was like, who described them as copper? Like, really?
Wikipedia, right there.
Wikipedia? Who named the person, dude?
Wikipedia is not a reliable source. Anybody can go and change that. So, yeah, no, thank you.
All right, no thank you.
Baby, you must have failed every essay and every college course essay you ever written or took because our teachers do not allow Wikipedia or Google to write final essays. Everyone knows that. And you have to list your sources at the end of your essay, and they have to be .gov, .org, or .edu websites. Google or Wikipedia has never been allowed, not even in school. So I don't know what to tell you about that, my boy. You gotta get that together.
I think he did describe some Native as black, but like it was only a minority.
We was kings and shit. We was Indians and shit.
Hey,
We was
watch your
Egyptians and
mouth. Watch your mouth.
You
Like,
can't hit a troll.
yeah, watch your mouth. Like, don't cuss on my panel. Yeah, thank you. All right, we got real theory. Hey, how you doing?
Problem with this is like it brings a lot of attention to Native Americans that I don't want. I've heard them talking reckless.
Why do you care about? Are you in America, sir?
Right now?
What part of America?
I'm in Florida.
All right, name the tribes in Florida.
One tribe, Seminole.
You don't know one tribe in Florida, but so how do you care about Native Americans so much?
I named one, Seminole. No, I care about them talking about us. That's what I care about.
And
Care
you
about
named
talk
the
about
Negro
who?
tribe.
Who's that one dude? I forgot his name. He was like a light-skinned Native American who's like getting way more aggressive. I forgot his name. He's on TikTok as
So
well.
just because y'all scared of Native Americans don't mean we gotta be, right?
Scared of them, bro. I just don't want their attention.
Why don't you want their attention?
Because like I don't need to build another enemy that I need on my list. I already got the white man as my enemy.
It's
Just say,
one and the same people.
oh, the Arab, Chinaman and the Arab ain't your enemy?
Oh yeah, they are as well.
Hey, what's good, dog?
Oh, this 100?
Yeah, this 100, man. This
Oh, what's up?
my TikTok account. I just wanted to
All right.
give you your flowers, man. You've been cooking.
I appreciate it. I just followed you on here.
Oh, I appreciate it. Oh, where'd dude go?
I don't know. He fled. No, he did that last night.
Crumpets.
Oh, word. Hey, Darby, you need to ask him about the modern day chiefs of a lot
Right.
of civilized tribes and mention how they have a lot of European ancestry. Even some have more European ancestry than they do native ancestry. And these are the chiefs. So if they can be native, how can we not be native? And that's everyone. That's like almost every single one of them. Chief Chuck Hoskins Jr. You have who's the other guy? You have Bill Anio Toby. You have David Hill, and there's one more, and that's four civilized tribes. Like I named three, but there's one more, and I can't think of them. But they're all Europeans. Straight up.
You know, you said something very important, and I that's been in my thought process, and I've voiced it a few times on other platforms. They could be anything but the right thing. And then they always want to say, oh, well, you're African, you're African. And most everybody, there's only one person I don't know on this panel, but I know you all have done your genealogy. And even if you may have found one or two, I'll just say 10 Africans. It doesn't change all the Indians that are there. And I know that we do have some Europeans in our lines, but it does not erase all those Indians sitting there. So it just amazes me how these Europeans can be chiefs of tribes. It's beyond my thought process. And I don't even acknowledge the one that you just mentioned because I've watched some of his videos, and for him to say, oh, well, we're of the United States. So it's the arrogance of the United States. So it's the arrogance. Well, he doesn't speak the language either. And by the way, when we say our states, our waterways, we say some of the fruits and the vegetables, the cities and the towns, we are speaking the language. So I'm so sick of that as well. And they want to talk about DNA tests. Well, the tribes don't even accept it. That's even if you want to go back into the tribes, but they don't accept it. They want to know that genealogy, that paperwork to see if you're connected. And I'm going to rest my mic right there.
Thank you for that. What's up, Creole?
That's a real good.
Well, the tribes even accept it. That's even if you want to go back into the tribes, but they don't accept it. They want to know that genealogy, that paperwork to see if you're connected. And I'm going to rest my mic right there.
Thank you for that. What's up, Creole?
That's a real good. I wanted to speak. These are wealthy Europeans with connects, with resources, you know, that have most likely assimilated into the tribes before the United States was even formed. So just to put that in context, like it is ridiculous for us to argue whether or not if we're native, if the European can just be a chief and not even be questioned on their genealogical records or on their paperwork. And I think there's a real reason why they're trying to push DNA ancestry on us in particular versus genealogy. Because when we go into the paperwork, we're starting to see that, wait a minute, these native tribes that are federally recognized are being ran by Europeans. So that's very telling, you know, because historically, have the United States honored a lot of these treaties that they've had with these tribes, these same tribes?
No, they're not going to because they don't have to honor them if they're not the original people. And they're not going to go against the Europeans running the tribe because they're the ones that are writing the checks.
And allotting the lands. So the land allotments are being done by Europeans for Europeans. So, and so when you say when you say that you can only be native by federal recognition, what you're actually saying is that the government should be the sole authority to decide or determine who's indigenous. And that's like saying Europeans should be the authority on who's indigenous to America.
But America was built by Europeans, bro.
Where you from? Where you?
I mean,
Where you from? Where you from? What's your ethnicity, X?
Me, I'm Nigerian. But like
Nigerian, you're Nigerian. What's your tribe?
I'm Yoruba.
You're Yoruba? Oh, so you came from Saudi Arabia, right?
No, what?
Yeah, Yorubas came from Saudi Arabia. You're an Arab.
How?
How? Because your folks came from there. You're an Arab. That's the Yoruba migration story. Y'all came from the Middle East and settled in West Africa. Because y'all weren't originally in West Africa.
Bro, we're the 12 tribes, bro. We talking about
You're the 12 tribes?
Yeah, bro.
12 tribes of what?
12 tribes of Israel, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You're the 12 tribes. Which one are you?
Bro, we're the 12 tribe Yoruba.
12 tribes of Yoruba? Like, sir, you're an Arab. You see how he started glitching when I called him an Arab? Yeah, you're an Arab, sir. Yeah, he came up here to troll and say, oh, the YT man, to deal with America, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, he didn't.
Yeah, you got to put them in their place because a lot of them don't even know that history. A lot of them don't even know that they're actually European, but I don't think they're ready for that conversation, so I'm going to mute up.
I'm so tired of these Africans trying to say that the Europeans did everything because, look, they're trying to justify that 12.5 million Africans were imported from Africa to America. But by 1790, there was only an estimated about 3,000 Europeans, and that's of multiple nationalities. They're not cohesively together capturing slaves. They got 40 to 50 estimated ports from 10 to 100 Europeans. So at the most, they have 100 Europeans at a given time at a fort on the coast of West Africa, and they didn't penetrate in the interior of Africa like that. So they have 3,000 Europeans to bring 12.5 million or close to 12.5 million Africans by 1790. That is crazy. Like, that is so egregious. That's just the most insane number I've ever heard.
Right.
Well, that's why the numbers keep changing on the, what is it called? The slave, the voyages. We just say the voyages, right? Since we can't say that word. The voyages, the numbers keep changing. So, and because a lot of us are doing our genealogy. So it's like, well, wait a minute. Even if you do find someone that way, you'll see, oh, well, they were already here. They were Indian. So yeah, they didn't come across that water. So wait a minute. So they waking up. They finding their people, yada, yada, yada. We got to change the numbers.
We don't care about no numbers changing. We got the records for it.
No, what I'm saying is they have to change their narrative.
So slapping him, is your question more so who are the colonizers of America? Like who have colonized America? In order to colonize America, a nation, like they didn't have any structured government, outside of the British situation. But when they came over here, they had to assimilate into Indian cultures to survive.
Okay, so I see the question, who built America? It was already built. There's already civilization here. See, that's okay. Hold on. Let's back this up. There's two things going on here. Because I was in a room earlier today. People need a geography lesson. People think the United States is America. It's only a portion. That's the first thing. The second thing is that
If you on mute, we can't hear you. You just got
Yeah.
cut off randomly.
Yeah. Oh,
somebody muted me.
who muted? You muted Nikki. All right. That's weird.
TikTok.
It
TikTok
must be
muted.
TikTok then.
TikTok
Okay.
muted me. I'm. You know what? I'm cool. If y'all want to catch me, come to Clubhouse. Come to Bigo, cause I'm not gonna be muted for telling the truth. Okay? Thank you.
You got a bad connection, Davida. You're breaking up, Davida. You got a bad connection.
Yeah, pretty much she was saying don't let them
Yeah,
silence you.
can y'all hear me? It's janky.
He can hear you now.
Oh. Nikki, if you care to finish, we would love to finish listening to what you were saying.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So the thing is that people, and it's no fault of their own. School is not being taught properly, and this is coming from a teacher's perspective. Okay, geography needs to be brought back. United States is only one country of America. But people want to just think that the United States incorporates all of America. So I saw somebody said something about America. The Constitution was modeled after the Iroquois Confederation. Okay. So I don't want to get too deep into it, right? But yeah, there's a lot of history that needs to be discussed on a different platform where we can speak more freely and we don't have to be thinking about editing our conversation. But I tell you this, there needs to be more reading done, more studying done, so that we can have a better conversation. But if people really want to learn, then we could do that. But if we want to troll, then we could troll too. It's all on how we want the conversation to go. The point is that there were people that were living was what now called the United States, just living. And then there were other people that came here and they saw what was happening here and they wanted to take it over. And they're still coming here and they want to take it over. Period. That's it in a nutshell. Thank you for listening.
That's why I'm making my own app. We ain't gonna have to worry about that too much longer. We don't have to worry about that too much longer. So.
Oh, that's right. So I can curse people out in peace.
Yep.
Lord. Well, listen, when you there, I will be there, to support it or what have you. That's why I still just keep coming over here and hanging out with you as long as I can, because I can't deal with too much trolling. I'll troll for a little bit. Sometimes it be getting too much.
I'm on my last strike on my account. If I get one more strike, we're gonna ban my.
Oh yeah, I'm making the app 100. You sound far away too.
I'm good. I'm gonna be your first subscriber.
Oh yeah, you sound far away 100.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
So,
Baby, you sound like you in a fishbowl or your finger is on the mic on the bottom of your phone.
Okay, I hold on. Oh,
yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. That's much better.
yeah. I had it on my what do you call it? The little stand. Yeah, it's
Oh yeah, that's better. That's better.
Hey, Darby, what do you know about T.D. Uscum and his involvement with the First Continental Congress before it was officially formed in 1774? Like, do you have any information on that?
I've heard his name before, but nah, not on hand.
Because what I heard was there's this guy named T.D. Uscum who was one of the leaders of the Lenape, and
Oh, yeah, with that treaty. Yeah.
yeah. So he basically appointed Charles Thompson, who was one of the first government officials of this Continental Congress, and he's the guy that had his own manuscript of the Revolutionary period. He wrote history on the Revolutionary period, and then he destroyed his own account.
Oh, wow.
I just told you.
I'm
If
sorry.
I was timid,
I keep
if I was timid, I would have
interrupting.
lied.
Can I ask him a question really quick, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why is you lying up here on this panel talking about you black, but then you just said you from Somalia, sir? You are a East African from Somalia.
Yeah, you're right.
So why is you up here lying for? What is the point? Are you not proud to be from Somalia?
I was born in America, but but my skin is just the same color as we're black. So
What side of DC you from? I mean, what side of DC you live in?
I don't. Well, I live just out. Like I live in the suburbs of DC.
Yeah. Exactly. You're not from DC. You would have said.
Yeah,
Right.
but like
someone that's actually black from DC, they would have said northeast or southeast.
Yeah, I know, but like if you, like somebody from Yonkers, he's just gonna say he's from New York, right?
But you're not from DC. Are you in Montgomery County or PG County, sir?
No, bro, it doesn't even matter.
You said you're in the suburbs of DC. Are you in Montgomery County, PG County, or in Alexandria or Arlington?
Yo, what does it have to do with the discussion? I'm
trying to figure out why you lying up here.
No, I'm basically, if you live in the suburbs of a city, most people just claim the whole city, the nearest
city.
Don't.
Don't do that. Like if
a lot of people do that.
If people are from the suburbs of Philadelphia, where I'm from, and they say, or they over the bridge in Camden from New Jersey, they don't say they from Philly. They say they from New Jersey. Like that's like people from Cobb County, Georgia, saying that they from Atlanta and they not really from Atlanta because they never been in Atlanta. Atlanta is Fulton County.
I understand, but if that person goes to vacation to California, he's just gonna say I'm from Atlanta.
No,
that's
correct.
True.
It's not true.
Well, people do that. A lot of people do that. But what's the point? What are we even talking about suburbs for? What the hell? What the fuck? Yo, are you guys saying that you're not from DC?
You're not from DC because you were hesitant on identifying with your
Mayans. Well, I don't know. Like, what kind of discussion is this? We're talking about suburbs of cities. What's you guys' panel? You guys saying Egyptians were African Americans? Is that what you guys are saying?
No, dude. We said that. Does it look like we said that? Like, can you pay attention and read? Where does it say in this background that it says that?
Yo, what's up with your attitude, bro?
What is up with my attitude? I don't like mustiness.
Hey guys.
Yeah, I don't like musties.
Well, yo, your ancestors were slaves. What about that? Your ancestors.
You couldn't wait to say that, huh? You couldn't say that. You couldn't wait to say that, bobblehead, right?
And Somalia, you mixed with Somalian. Do you know what European you mixed with, sir? Because see, y'all always come up here and talking crap, but y'all run to our homeland because y'all come from. I don't want to cuss on my cousin's panel. Y'all come from places where that isn't as lush or have as much abundance as America has. So how dare you come on this panel talking that mess, and you are living in our homeland, but you won't be proud or talk about your own homeland, right? And then when we asked you what your ethnicity is, you lied and said black. They do not say that they are black in Somalia, okay? That is not one of their ethnicities.
It's got more money than y'all.
In Somalia, you go by tribe.
It's got more money
than go by your ethnicity and your tribe. So I don't know what you came up here trolling for. And see, we know y'all think that y'all can come over here and colonize, right? But see, we know that y'all not like us.
He's probably not from. He's probably not from DC. He's probably not actually from DC because he said
he's not.
Didn't he say he was from the suburbs of DC?
Yeah,
he's lying.
I'm from the suburbs. Hold on, I'm from the suburbs in California, and I don't say that. I just say I'm from the Bay Area. So there's no reason to say you're from the suburbs.
Yeah. He's from. He's most likely from Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, why do y'all come up? Like, why ain't y'all rich in your homeland? Huh?
Oh, because black people destroyed it.
Because black people destroyed it. Who destroyed it?
Not black. Who destroyed it?
Who destroyed it?
People need to fix
One second.
I
Hold on, I
call
got
y'all
it.
punks.
Nah, we taking over. We taking over
And the
America.
I ain't
minute
taking
y'all
over
think
nothing.
that
Y'all
y'all
can't even
want to
take it.
colonize over here,
Y'all
it's gonna be a
don't make no
problem.
money here.
Yeah,
Them
it's
Philippines
gonna
got
be a
more money.
war.
Hold on.
It's
I
gonna
can.
be
I
Philippines
can.
got more money than
Hold
y'all.
on one second.
Y'all
Once
be
hold on one second. We could buy our con. Y'all. Hold on. We can
y'all
make.
can
We
make
could.
a
Hold on. We could be. We can make minimum wage and be milk. Hold on. One. Like, dude, you about to get dropped. Like, control your. Control. All right, bet. I was about to say we can make minimum wage and be millionaires in y'all country. Like, stop it.
Nah, bro. Black people destroy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Where are you from, Safay? Safay, where are you from? And what's your ethnicity, sir?
I'm black.
You're black from where? What's your ethnicity, sir? Huh? Caribbean, what island are you from? Huh? What island are you from, sir?
Bahamas.
Why does it take y'all so long to answer a question? Huh?
No, I didn't hear you because of people just passing by.
People just passing by. Where you at right now?
I'm outside.
You're outside?
Yeah.
Like, what you doing up
I don't
here?
mean no harm, but this guy's a youngin'. The last guy was a youngin'. But go ahead anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying the black people in the Bahamas destroyed Bahamas.
I wasn't talking about the Bahamas, but you talking to the Somali dude.
Oh, okay. But I'm telling you, black people destroyed my country.
Am I supposed to care? Why are you telling us?
No, I'm just saying, like the whole diaspora, like all these black people destroy their country. Like black people.
Yeah, we not involved in no. You talking about Africans? Africans aren't black.
All of them, all of them.
What do you mean all of them? The only black people are people in the USA.
People that all the phenotypes, whatever, that look like you.
That makes no sense. African people don't have the same phenotypes.
So you
Black
destroyed
American
your
people
own
don't have the same
country?
phenotypes.
Hey, so you destroyed your own country?
The people that look like you destroyed my country.
Oh yeah, did you destroy your own country, sir?
I didn't have time. I'm young. I didn't have time.
These are your. Do these black people identify as?
Wait,
Caribbean?
hold on. Bahamians are descendants of the Gullah Geechee. So what are you talking about?
Well, I'm gonna say it this way. I'm Bahamian, but my heritage is Asian.
So you're not Bahamian. You're from the country where they throw shit at each other for sport. You're not from the Bahamas.
What are you talking about?
Oh my goodness.
You just said you're
Drop some
what are you
fruits in the
talking
chat,
about?
y'all.
You
Drop
talking about
some
the people
fruits in
with
the
our
chat, y'all,
phenotype
please.
destroyed your country, but the people in Bahamas are descendants of the Gullah Geechee. So what are you talking about? That's why they have the same exact accent as the Gullah Geechee.
I was born there. My parents wasn't born there.
Okay, so you're not Bahamian. You're not Bahamian. You need to get some help, sir.
I'm not Bahamian.
You're a tether. You're an immigrant. You're an anchor baby.
He said he's not Bahamian.
black.
So what?
You're an
what
anchor
is
baby.
this?
When was the first
what do you
time your
think you are,
parents
young
taught you about blackness? Did your
Bro,
parents?
you're
teach you that
black.
you were
Like
black?
you're black, bro. Like don't. What the hell?
You're an anchor baby. You're not from the Bahamas.
You're black.
Stop tethering on to the people of the Bahamas.
Bro.
We're black and we're
Damn
black.
right we
is-
black.
Black.
Wait a
bro,
minute,
you're
y'all.
Damn right we black.
This is
When I
a way
die, I
of
wanna come back
colonization.
You're
I'm
an
gonna drop
N-word,
him.
bro.
I'm gonna drop him, cousin.
You're an N-word, bro.
What does
Yeah,
black
for
mean
sure.
to you?
Yeah,
That's
he-
a Mexican era.
N-word.
My heritage is Haitian.
get him out of here.
Boy, go play a video game or something.
Yeah.
Both of them youngins come up here with that Japanese anime stuff. That's what they do. That's what they spend their time doing.
You know, them people from Hindustan want to be East Asian so bad. They wish they was Japanese. They wish they was Chinese. They wish they was Korean. Over here watching K-drama and K-pop. That's why y'all be bleaching over there.
Like the live, y'all.
I got right
Yeah,
now.
keep liking, keep tapping the screen.
I know that.
Him no more, cousin, because he was trying to say he was Bahamian. We caught him in several lies. Why are they hesitant from saying what their ethnicity and what their where they come from? And then we caught him in several lies. Then they sound like they're teenagers too, like
Yeah, they do.
children.
Yeah. I mean, look, both of them had anime, so they're very young, like extremely young. But those are the ones that we need to reach, though, because each one teach one, and somehow they have been misinformed, and you guys are doing a good job of educating them, whether they want to listen or not. Right?
Them people is on their own. We have to worry about our own view. Whatever they got going on, that's their people problem.
Yep.
Hey, what you guys talking about, man?
First of all, sir, When you come
Where are
on
you
this
from? What's
panel,
your
you have to
ethnicity?
have some decorum and address the host. Don't address nobody up here before you address the host with your goofy ass.
What Vita said? Where Vita said she was going? BRB Monty. Monty's still alive.
I'm still there.
Have any decorum either. Like
Nope.
they just come right in like gangbusters. I be like, what is wrong with
Up in
them?
your house.
Yeah, they come up on your couch and put their feet on your couch and like on that comedy thing. F your couch. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't wash
Yeah.
their hands before going in the refrigerator and carrying on. Just
all up in there.
Oh,
I'm-
the young Somalian
sorry-
pirate is
I'm
back.
sorry that you're
oh
old.
Lord.
Hey,
Take
this dude.
shoes off.
I ain't. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I'm trying to speak. Hey, what's up going? Hoes can't do 50. Like, come up here, money. Like, why do y'all do this weird shit?
What weird stuff?
Like, they act. I'm not talking to you, dude. Y'all come in here try to act cool and alive, then y'all try to switch up. Like, who raised y'all? It's not my fault that you can't afford to take more than 2 vacations a year. Get out my live, South Cafe. Yeah, Johnson put the camera on and like, why you want to see me do 50 push-ups? Why do you want to watch another man work out? Huh? Come up here, money. Come up here. Y'all doing all this weird typing in the chat. Like, come up here.
Yeah, I have a question about the Indian in the past.
Dude, shut up. I'm speaking. Like, show some decorum. Where are your manners at? I'm banned till Saturday. No, get your goofy ass out my life. How about that? But yeah, drop some fruits in the chat. I'm mad. I'm better. I'm in more shape. I'm in better shape than most of y'all. Y'all can't even walk down the steps without breathing heavy. Y'all walk up a flight of steps and are gassed. Like, come on. Most y'all don't work out. Y'all stay behind the computers. Y'all eat Doritos and drink Mountain Dew all day.
Damn.
Like, stop it.
And you know what's so funny about them? We not worried about none of y'all over here claiming that y'all gonna take over our country. You know why? You don't even have the power to get your own country together. So how you think you gonna come to somebody else's homeland and invade and get more than them? Your home country is a piece of shit. The last time that I saw a Somalian pirate in the movie, it was the Captain Phillips movie. And you know what happened in the end? All of them people on that boat, they got rid of the Somalian pirates that was trying to rob the ship. Now, if y'all so great and y'all so exponential and y'all are just so much better than Black Americans and you could do better in our country than we can, why do y'all not take all these talents and these gifts and these skills and build your own countries up? You know why? You can't, because you're weak and you're sorry and you guys are just a bunch of descendants of thieves. Your fathers was thieves, your mothers, your aunts was thieves, your grandfathers was thieves, even your children will be thieves.
Yeah, like
That's all
black people
y'all
act
know
like
how to
Native
do.
Americans.
Y'all are the same equivalent to Aladdin and Abu stealing the damn loaf of bread from the store and running a mile just to keep it. Y'all are not on shit.
Oh yeah, I know. I slipped up a lot of people swivel. Let's refrain from cussing.
Hey, could I say something?
Doing good, though.
All right, go ahead. Where are you from and what's your ethnicity, sir?
I'm a Native American and I'm from Arizona.
Native American. What tribe are you, sir?
I'm a Navajo, buddy.
You're a Navajo. Yeah,
Yes,
like
sir.
what brings you up here?
I just seen these pictures of a black guy holding a bow with a leopard skin,
Black guy.
and I see it's the top picture, the
Black
one with the
guy.
leaf covered.
Is that how you want to phrase it? Like
Well,
just
what color is he?
From off the street. It's a black
Well,
guy.
what color is he? He's not pink. He's not red. He's not copper. He's not fucking shadow.
And there's another
Hey,
black
watch your
guy
mouth on my panel. I really told you stop cussing. You cuss again, I'm dropping you.
Okay. And like, how accurate are these pictures?
How accurate? Like what? What you mean how
like
accurate these pictures are?
no, how accurate are your pictures?
How accurate are them? Are they? Well, two
Yeah.
of them are actually hieroglyphs, right? One's a hieroglyph. One you can
But there's
find the mural of growing apart.
there's hieroglyphs.
The third one you can actually find, and this is a painting, a drawing of what Europeans saw over here.
Well,
How come you don't
Books
know
like
that you're
that,
supposed to be
and plenty
indigenous?
of books and paintings like that in the National Archives as well. So when people come up here and act very colorist, it's
Right.
very telling that you aren't the original people. Very telling. Because the southeastern woodland were very melanated. My great grandfather, Chief Powelton, was melanated. Okay, so don't no other person from another tribe in the West have the right to speak on southeastern woodlands or any eastern woodland Indians. Period. That's against Indian law. You know that, right? Do your chief know you on here?
Obviously, he does.
I want to know if
He
your
was an
chief know
Indian.
you
He said
on
he
here.
was a Native American, cousin.
Yeah,
I am a Native American.
I know you're
Okay.
not right. So I'm just making sure because we have to. I hope you understand that there's a difference between
Well,
Indians
what's
and
the
Native
name?
Americans. And you specifically said you were a Native American, and
Yes, I
understand
am.
every Indian is not a Native American.
Man, but before we got here, who was here?
American Indians.
Yeah, it would be
the
Indians, sir.
ones that's in the tree.
Before the
Within-
Native Americans
Because
got
there
here, who was
is
here?
a Bureau of Indian Affairs, not Native Affairs. Let's
No,
get that
all right,
straight.
all right, then.
The 1968 Civil Rights Act says the rights of Indians. It don't say the rights of Native.
65 Birthright Citizenship Act says Indians and Indians not taxed. The
Okay, let me tell you this.
Constitution says Indians. None of these
None
things
of
say
that
Native
stuff
American,
says
sir.
Native.
None of them say Native American.
The treaties say Indian. The Constitution say Indian.
The Bureau
The
of Indian
crayon.
Affairs.
Hold on,
says
y'all. Hold on,
Indian.
hold on, y'all. The crayon said Indian red. I rest my case.
It sure do.
Hey, hey,
Class is now in session.
hey, my people.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, I just want to know, like, hey, what can I find all this stuff at, man? Because, you know, I be trying to explain this to people at work, but I don't be knowing where to get this information from, man. Like, everybody be looking at me like I'm crazy. You know how they do. So what can I find this at?
My advice to you, my dear, if they don't already know, don't explain nothing to these people. Everybody is not even at the level of consciousness to understand what you're saying. My best advice to you is, find your soul tribe, people that already know what's going on, people that already got an inner and under and overstanding of what's going on, and leave the NPCs to bang their head against the wall.
Man,
You don't
what
gotta
if,
explain nothing to them people.
yeah, but what if they are people, though, and I'm trying to put them on the right, you feel what I'm
Oh,
saying?
well, you're not God. You let God do that. That's how you end up getting karmic debt, because you putting yourself in between God's work. Everybody go through their own trials and tribulations, and they wake up at their own time. That's why the angels got in trouble the first time. So let it go.
All right.
There are books
Sometimes
out
you gotta
there.
show them better than you can tell them. So,
Scholars out
you
there.
just gotta show them.
And also, this is for us, the family that's here on the stage with me. This is a family journey, right? Tribe is family. And so if it's in you and not on you, if you understand what I'm talking about, then what you'll be talking about is family. And you need to make sure that because that's all this is about. It's what grandma said. It's what great grandma said. And so people need to get back into their own records and find your people, find out what they were saying, find these, because that's where the information's at. And as you start going through that information, start cross-referencing with the things that were going on during the time that your family was going through the things they was going through. And then you're going to find everything we're talking about. Because one thing that what you're not going to find around us is nobody talking about books to read and shit. That's why I don't got no book for you to read, brother. But what I do have for you is I can point you to your mom and them, your grandmom and them, your aunties, I know we all ain't got all the family ties that, you know, everybody's not there in some cases. So we got to lean on, you know, finding these family members, going to the uncles and the aunties that don't nobody talk to no more, finding these records, getting online, writing these names down. This is a family. And if it stays within you, finding your family, you're going to find everything else. If you from here, everything you're going to find. And you tell them to do the same. Because most of this for us, this recollection for me, I know what my grandma was talking about. I know what they was cooking. I know how they was moving. Right? So I lean on that when I talk to others. All this information when it comes to the things that we've picked up in regards to knowledge because we've been searching for our families. Not because we've been searching for what other people got to say.
I don't want to, you know.
All right, we got somebody new on the panel. What's up, Kat? Where you from? What's your ethnicity?
Hi, good evening. At this point, I am here just for the sake of education because now at this point, I don't even know how to identify myself. I was born in Panama 41 years ago, and all my life, I have identified myself as a Black woman. In Panama, Black people identify themselves as Black. We have a completely different culture than the mestizos and the white Panamanians and the indigenous Panamanians, and we have been very proud of our African ancestry. Now, lately, because I've been identified like that all my life, my son has been identified as a Black kid all his life. Even if we are light-skinned, as long as you was born from a Black mother and a Black father, you will identify as a Black person. That's what I've seen in my entire family and growing up among Black people back in Panama. So now I hear that some Hispanic people say that they're not Black. And to me, it's crazy. And then I also hear that some Black Americans, I don't know if Black Americans or African American, I don't know what is the correct term, they also say, or they will tell me, you are not Black. But I am racially, socially constructively Black. So what is it? Can you guys enlighten me?
And can I have the screen, please?
Right.
Thank you. Hi, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Kat.
I'm okay.
I'm Davida, and if you look at my screen, this is part of my family tree. So my grandmother, you may have been brought up to know that you were Black and that's how you were raised. Some of the melanated people here in North America grew up with not only the oral story, but paper documentation that we are American Indians from this land. I am Powhatan and Cherokee, and this is my tree.
Yeah, but
okay.
The thing is, before then, let me
Wait a minute, can I land my plane, please?
All right.
And thank you. So, you know, I don't have, you know, I'm sure that there were misclassifications, and I know there were indigenous brown-skinned people in Panama. I know that there are. There are also, this is the Americas, right? And I'm going to show another screen of my West Indian great-grandfather, his shipping manifest that says his race and ethnicity is West Indian / Native American, which goes along with my oral story of being Arawak. Okay. So I hope that really answers your question. You can look at my screen. This is my shipping manifest from my father's paternal grandfather, who he was born in Barbados. And if you could look at it, he was born in 82. And he arrived in America June 5th of 1911 through New York, Ellis Island, because I have the picture of the ship and everything. And if you look, he was 19 years old, gender male, ethnicity and nationality says he was West Indian Native American. So he was Arawak from Barbados. Okay. And that went along with his oral story. So my North American Indian married someone that came from the islands. A lot of us mixed because this is the Americas, from Canada to the United States to Central and South America and all the West Indies islands, no matter who colonized it, because some of the islands speak French, some speak Spanish, and some actually speak English, right? They have different types of Creole, but they are the Americas. And there are indigenous people all over the world that are melanated. There's no indigenous people all over the world that is not melanated. But when they get to the Americas, because of how they colonize and still colonizing, right? But we have meticulous records. They kept meticulous records of the United States. And we've even done some people's genealogy from the islands, right? Because those church parish records has a lot of records of genealogy, births, marriages, deaths. Though that's part of genealogy.
Unalive. You can't say the D word.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please drop fruit. Unalived. Please drop some fruit. But you know, there's a lot of nuances into genealogy. My thing would be, if that's what your family told you, then go with what your family told you. But our families, my family told me I was Indian, right?
Oh, okay. Okay. So I know for sure, for what I know is that my grandmother told me is that on my grandfather's side, my great grandfather comes from Colombia, and a lot of, African chiefs came through Colombia. There's a huge 100 and 400 years history in Colombia of slavery. And then the other side of my family comes from either Barbados and Jamaica, because they came to Panama to build the canal. So because that's when Black people actually entered the country. That's
right. But as you can see, my Barbados.
So I don't know. Probably I don't know. And it has a mixture of those two. But for me, I was born Black and I'm gonna die Black. That's what.
Unalive. You can't say the D word. You can't say that word.
Oh, we cannot say it. Okay, BLK.
Oh.
Yeah, BLK. So because that's how I was raised, with that pride, and I just feel like I don't want. I just feel like so weird. Like other people are telling me you can't identify as that, but that's how I look like. That's my skin color. Like I don't have any. I don't look European anywhere. So why would I identify myself as anything else? And that's it. But that's all I wanted to. I wanted to kind of understand and see where I am standing at this point, like identity wise. And that's it.
Now, did you understand what I explained to you though? And I understand.
Yeah, I explained to you in the genealogical way. Yes,
right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
In a genealogical way, and the family oral story. You know, I have a grandmother that's 96, almost 97 years old, still living. Right. So I still get information from her. My mother is in her 70s. So I have so many records like this. I can show you Dawes Rolls records too, as well, for my people here. So you know what I'm saying? I never grew up, even though I grew up in the Black community, I grew up knowing I was an Indian in that community. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, now this is my grandmother's grandmother on the Dawes Rolls. And we always grew up and knew we had Cherokee, full Cherokee, not freedmen, not no slave, no African slave that the Cherokee had. If you look at this record, what does it say? Tribal affiliation.
Cherokee by blood.
Okay. So when other people from other countries come over here and they try to tell us who we are, when we know from our families and from our records who we are, is very disingenuous and very disrespectful, because we would never do that to you. I would never go to your country and tell you you're not black if that's how you were raised. I would never come to you and say you're not black if that's the way you were raised. So it's a big difference with the United States, because these are the Americas. And see, this is where people like cousin Nikki is an educator, just like my cousin Darvid, right? And she said something very important earlier, and that's people need to have a geography class again.
Yeah, if they could trace it, you were fortunate. You were very fortunate to have your grandmother still here and to trace back as far as you can. A lot of us cannot.
A lot of us don't have that luck that you have. I wish I could.
A lot of us haven't tried.
We just don't have the information that she has. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, this is information that she researched. So the only way that you can
mine too. We don't go back that far.
Hold on, sir. The only way that you can genuinely say that information is not available for you is if you can say that you put in the man hours to find it.
Yeah, I did.
So this is our problem. We have been told that it's gone, that there's no way to find it, that we have to have special things in place to get to it. None of that is true. This is the United States. It is very well documented. Everything here is documented.
My COVID research, doing this, what she did.
Can't say that word. Don't say the COV word.
Oh, wow. Well, during that period, where we all had to stay in the house, I did, that's when I did my research. And then some of my family members did it. And it just stopped at about 1824. That was
you gotta get some help, bro, because I'm gonna tell you, the group that we're in, Urban Indian Heritage Society, I can promise you, most of the time when we help people, they don't know what they're looking at, and they don't know what they're looking for.
Probably.
And because of misclassification and Jim Crow laws and so many things that we can go through, from Indian removal and on, the namesakes, things that were happening that changed the names. People don't know a lot of that information, and they're taking it at face value. So sometimes you got to get someone else, a second eye, to go back through and help you, route you to the information that you're looking for.
I would love to get Henry Louis Gates to do mine. I would love that.
Don't.
Oh.
No, you don't.
Well, Henry Louis Gates?
No, you don't.
He's good at what he does.
No.
No, he's not. He's a paid agent.
Come on.
He paid agent.
Okay, so it's not for you, and you're not gonna listen, then we have to wash our hands.
Okay. Y'all have a good day.
So when you start looking at your American records, though, those exist. Don't nobody want to look at them. So yeah, you gotta let some people do what they gotta do and be who they gotta be.
Yeah, it is what it is, and like so you got to just wash your hands of it and stop trying to convince people, stop trying to make people what do you call what Phoenix would say, stop trying to falsely activate people.
Yeah.
Because what that's going to do, it's going to harm them and it's going to give you a headache. And it's
It may
going
harm
to
you because you might run them up your pole.
Yeah, so
Here they ain't really looking for it and ain't been tapped on.
Don't know what they be looking at when we show it.
So somebody is saying somebody is lying. I say it like this here. A lot of people don't even understand what has happened in this country, how it's still on the books about certain things and certain tribes, how a Tuscarora could be turned in for $50. It's still on the books. That was mentioned on another application. They could be turned in, okay? For $50, you could turn in. Yeah, it's still on the books. People were not saying who they were for those reasons and other nefarious things, because we can't speak freely on here, but y'all picking up what I'm putting down, the words that we can't say, those types of things were happening. So that's why people were moving in silence. The land grabs that were taking place, that are still taking place. People learned how to manipulate weather patterns. Yeah, that's land grabs too. Yeah. Those types of things. So it's deeper than people even want to talk about. I noticed that the one guy got up out of here. That's why I had to drop down, because I had to take care of some business. And if you in the background too long, it'll knock you off the stage. But yeah,
Come up here or get blocked and stuff. Like, y'all not gonna keep reporting me come to my lives and trolling. Y'all got all this stuff to say in the comments. Come up here and say it to us.
What you see, that's the thing too, Darvid. We are speaking our truth, whether they like it or not. This is my thing. They want to call us Africans, right? Okay. So since they want to call us that, and they saying that they are the original people, then how are the Africans able to hide with them? Anybody? You could comment, you could come off mic, anybody. How would an African be able to hide with them? I'm not being funny. I'm being dead serious.
Where's all these African native grandma and grandpas at these 80-year-old marriages with the African and Native American? Where's these people? Where are these family reunions that have Africans and Native Americans with all these kids?
In my family, cousin.
I ain't seen none of that. I've never seen that union.
But
I've seen an American Indian and a Native American.
But how are they supposed to hide from the people?
Right.
How are they supposed to hide?
Where they at?
If
they're not hiding, then where are they?
If there's a clear distinction, because homeboy came up on the stage and was making a clear distinction. from the or dark? I am in the middle. Thank you.
Yeah, that's me too. My younger brother's darker than me. My uncles are darker. You know what I'm saying? It just happened the way I come out. Yeah, I'm telling you, I got grandma. My grandpa was that dark. I can show you Mississippi Choctaws in the past and now that's dark skin.
Why you ain't never showed us a picture of your family, Papa?
I have. I show my mom and grandma.
No, I don't want to see no more nonsense, no more pictures from Google. I want you to show pictures of your real peeps.
Yeah, that's what I said. I show my mom and grandma.
You ain't never showed me as many times as you been up here yelling at me.
Well, I had to get it off because my mom, she lives in Durant. She stays on our reservation. You could call it reservation. So Durant, we're like around 10 million acres we sit on.
What's your last name?
My grandma's last name is Durant.
Durand?
Yeah, just like the city in Oklahoma, Durant.
Oh, Durant.
That's why chief sets it, or our European looking chief sets it.
Okay. You know, speaking of these European chiefs, why is it that when the darker indigenous people with the afros are, explaining their lineage, y'all go up there and address those European chiefs that you guys know for a fact are European and probably 0% indigenous about their heritage?
They're not European.
Past their shoulders and they be bald by their 30s.
Man,
I thought indigenous people hair go all the way down their back, but none of the tribal leaders have hair. All of them is bald with receding hair.
I'm fighting for to reinstate our freedmen we had with us.
No, I want you to stay focused. You really, you really believe in your mind and your soul that them people are at least 1/4 indigenous, and they don't no hair. They don't grow no long hair like us. They don't have no hair. And they barely have any melanin. They white tea, pink pasty color.
Well, they got 1/4. All I know.
Why y'all ain't addressed them about them lies?
I do. I don't call on my chief. My brothers, my uncles, everybody on my side, we don't call him our chief.
Why is that?
Well, he got voted in, and just like Donald Trump got voted in. I didn't vote for Donald Trump.
So wait a minute. Y'all did not vote those people in. Somebody else did.
It's just like an election. He went up there and voted. He got the most votes. That's why he won.
By who? The tribe?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Shit, you tell me.
Girl, because most of the tribe be them.
He knows the language.
They spend most of their time keeping us out, so we cannot vote for the right people.
We got people like y'all in our nation. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you guys don't treat them very well.
Yeah, we do. The freedmen weren't connected by blood. There's African that's connected by blood. A lot of freedmen wasn't. Some of the freedmen got kicked out. Some of the freedmen stayed on.
And they're actually by blood. They got put on bad rolls. Like the Dawes that got repudiated.
Dawes was illegal.
No, they was part of the our nation from 1855 all the way like 1970. So they was part of our community for a long time.
And a lot of them were in the tribe before and got put out or got named as freedmen. And they were actually by blood Indians. I actually just went to Congress on this.
They didn't get dropped after 1970. They always been part of our people.
But those
There
people,
was some we used,
those people
they were
are.
translators. A lot of these Africans, they learn our culture, they learn our language. They spoke English and Choctaw. So we use them as translators.
They weren't African.
You call them Africans. I just said they weren't.
They were the American Indians, sir.
No, they went in our territory. They ran to our territory. They ran into our nation when they escaped these plantations.
Choctaw, do you know how many copper-colored melanated people come from out there in Mississippi? And you mean to tell me y'all don't have no history, or you don't have no history of seeing any indigenous people that look like us in the southeastern woodlands?
No, not before 1492. No.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Oh, he's capping. Yeah, he's capping.
No.
You know they gotta say certain stuff to keep their little card. They ain't even get the vote for that cheap and that's.
Hey, but he got elected.
All right.
Hey, but he got elected.
All right.
Hey, but he got elected. Warrior, you think he was black?
He wasn't African.
He wasn't no African, exactly.
Yeah, he was dark skinned though. 7 foot. Y'all ain't tall. Why ain't none of y'all
Yes,
tall?
we are. Yes, we are. My brother's 6'3".
That ain't
How
7.
tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
That ain't 7.
I believe you.
Y'all ain't 7 foot either. What? 5'11"?
I'm 6 feet. Like, what we
all right, then you ain't tall either.
His name is Darby.
You're logic, he's not dark. David's not dark, so I can't be him either.
I'm darker than you.
No,
I got more copper. I got more copper than you do.
No. You
I got more copper in my skin than you do.
That means you got more European than me.
I got more copper skin in my. I got more copper in my skin than you do.
You know what? You know what? You done made my day. That's all I can say. I'm gonna mute up on that
We
one.
know what colors mean something. Black means something. Red means something.
You
White
funny.
means something.
My skin ain't black. You ain't never seen nobody with the skin the color of the background.
All right, you're not Black Warrior then.
Black Warrior. I mean, I ain't Black Warrior.
Y'all always said y'all wasn't black. Y'all said I'm not black. I'm not black till you found out my chief is Black Warrior. Now you want to be black.
No,
I ain't never said. I ain't never said.
Ain't gotta be black.
Yeah, that's all I go around. I ain't black. Black means unalive or some shit y'all say. Black means nothing or something. But black means that's how you perform the battlefield.
You're Shatta, huh?
Just that. It's not.
Thing about Queen Chief Full Horse.
Yeah, she's a 501.
He's a what?
501
Wait a
LLC.
minute, I need that other guy to mute his mic because we can't hear.
Yeah.
Please mute your mic.
She's a 501.
Up on stage because I'm having a one-on-one conversation with Mr. Shatta. Thank you. So what did you say she was?
A 501. It's an LLC. You can make any name you want.
No, she's not. She's at
the actual identity crisis because all the Asian people that was coming from the Pacific Ocean to the West Coast of America got classified as well. You see, they don't talk about that part of history. They only want to modernize everything that is currently happening today instead of not what is happening with our great grandparents had to face with in the early 1900s or late 1800s.
Like the live, yeah.
So it's like a lot of these Native Americans that people think they're not indigenous, they actually are mixed with the actual indigenous people. So people gotta like acknowledge that too when you're pushing yourself when it comes to American history.
All right. What's up? Go ahead, Native.
So no,
I can't go nowhere quiet because I'm from Brooklyn, and everywhere I go, it's like some loud noises. So that's why I mute up. What's I done?
Right. So I guess my question, Chata, I feel when I have these conversations with people, with your people, I can't help the feeling that you guys, a lot of times you guys sit and learn from your ancestors. I know you realize that like a lot of tribes signed treaties and trusted YT people and they ended up turning on you. And I feel like you guys haven't learned your lesson because you'll call people who are melanated pretendians, but y'all will be the first people to let YT people be leaders of your organization, be like tribal leaders and things, chiefs.
Right.
Like this dude in my background, he is a I think how do you say Choctaw leader? Like he is a councilman, like he's revered.
No, he's a chief.
That is a white man.
He got 1/4.
Choctaw.
What about this guy?
I can fly.
He's
I can fly if he's 1/4.
Who told you that? Because I was
That's
literally at Congress
requirement.
with this gentleman
That's a
talking about that
requirement.
he
We
was
are- we allow
1/62nd
1/4.
at
1/4.
Congress. Why are you
1/4.
lying?
I can pull you it up. I can
What
pull
about
it
this
up. I ain't
dude?
gonna lie to nobody. I ain't
But
got no
wait.
reason to lie to nobody.
Video still from Congress, cousin.
Where the man
got-
was
you got
sitting
to be
in there, all
1/4.
the chiefs were there
That's
But
another
talking
chief.
about their mixed heritage. Yeah.
Listen, Papa. This is the
That's another
point that we
chief.
be trying to make. When the darker skinned indigenous people that look like
Ain't nobody
us,
none of those.
hold on, sir. Don't get to tweak it because you know I'll tweak out on you.
I didn't for council.
When the darker indigenous people that look like us explain our indigenous heritage, it's all these questions. Oh no, you're a pretendian, this, that, and third. You have to question our lineage, you have to question our blood quantum. But this man
We did them
that
same way.
particularly looks YT. These are the same. He comes from the same racial demographic that enslaved both of our people. Y'all don't question him at
Yes,
all.
we did.
Y'all
Yes, we
don't.
did.
Y'all
He had
don't look
approved.
like, this
Yes,
this
we
white
did.
man. He might be a
He
pretendian
had
too.
approved his lineage. He had approved his lineage before he even become a Choctaw.
Why did he pay $5 too?
No, we got rid of them $5 Indians on the third final rose. That's why I called them final rose. Yes, we did.
Are you
How many
sure?
rolls we do? How many dollars rolls we do? How many rolls we do?
Honey, I don't know. I'm still
We did
looking
3
through
of
my
them.
own families,
Third
and
one
I'm
is the final
finding a
rose.
lot.
Third one, we kicked out the
And
$5
you didn't seen them
Indians.
yourself.
That y'all, the ones
Cousin,
that
can
look
you
like y'all are not
change
running for office
the
though.
screen again? I want to pull up this, and this talks
That's
about
people that
Chief
look like you
Pierre
that's
Y'all
running for
gotta,
office.
right?
hold on one second. Y'all gotta stay on one mic, dude. Like, can't nobody hear nothing if y'all all yapping. Go ahead.
Guys, this is the proclamation that was given in January from the mayor of Slidell, because they and even some of the city council in Slidell with Chair Juzande. And why would they give him a day? And it talks about him fighting in the Battle of New Orleans if she wasn't an Indian. It got the whole history in this proclamation. And this is just the other one of them. It's another proclamation like this. Mm-hmm.
They can make up anything they want to.
No, they can't, because they saw her treaties and the original documents from Spain. Okay.
So she herself
Well,
signed the
you
treaty
have
with
to
somebody.
read. It's signed by the mayor and the
Who?
council people.
You talking about who came to her and signed a treaty?
said
The bottle.
that
There's no reason to go
Hey,
back
hold
and
on,
forth.
hold on,
with him.
guys. Hold
oh
on.
my God.
Oh, what year? Just tell
Listen,
me what
listen,
year.
Shata. We went to
That's it. I know.
Bonfaka.
Anybody
No,
got hold of anything.
because you're not listening. We went to Slidell, that's now Bonfaka, back to the original name, in January of this year for Captain Chief Pierre Jose Day, okay? Because of the documents that was signed with Andrew Jackson, who was president at the time. Okay? These are documents that the United States have. This is no joke.
What's the name of the treaty?
Like alive, you like alive. Like
Dancing
whoever likes
Rabbit
it,
Creek
stagnant.
Treaty.
Rabbit Creek Treaty.
Spain didn't have nothing to do with that. Spain had nothing to do with that.
They still had a copy of it.
They had a copy of it.
They had a copy of it.
Of what was going
They
on.
still had a copy of it because Louisiana at one time was a battle between Spain and France. And if you knew American history, you would know that.
No, I'm part of that.
No, you're not, because you would know that Spain and France were fighting for Louisiana.
No, all them treaties was Spain and
if
France.
you were Chata, you used to be Choctaw yesterday, but now all of a sudden you Chata, you're a colonizer. That's what you are.
No, we took y'all in. You part of a freedom.
Colonizer.
We gave our freedom 40 acres. I can show you land pack.
Us nothing.
Yes, we gave y'all land.
You gave us shit. You ain't gave us shit. Okay.
We took y'all into our nation from 1885 to 1970. Y'all were part of our nation. I'm fighting to get y'all restated in. I'm fighting for my freedom to get restated back into our nation. I'm up there in Oklahoma, fighting for y'all to get back into our nation.
Why?
Why? We don't want to go to Oklahoma. That's like a prison. I got family in Oklahoma now that's being treated wrongly, where y'all try to change treaties and stuff.
No, y'all still got the land though.
Y'all tried to change them 1866 treaties.
We didn't take the land back though. We never took the land back from y'all.
Yeah,
some of y'all people still have the land now.
Hold on. Is that why y'all want us to come rejoin the tribe so y'all could take our land back?
No, y'all got land now. We'd have gave the land out.
That's exactly
you should, if you ain't got it now, somebody in your lineage sold it or they lost it through taxes.
Well, that's not true, because the whole point of people getting those land patents was because they wanted to disband from the tribe and go live amongst regular normal civilians.
Land patents given out by the government.
Hold on, hon. That's how we became taxable Indians, because we left the tribes and we took our land.
What's up, Kenya?
We took our land plots.
What's up, Abby?
No, that's not how that works.
Yes. What are you talking about? That's your cap.
The only way you get a land patent is by the government gives you land.
No.
Go ahead and talk.
That's what it is. Look it up.
Bureau of Indian Affairs Bureau of Land Management gives you the land patents. We know because we have them. We have the land
Cousin
patents.
DeVita, that was spoken like a true foreigner.
Really
the
quick,
only
guys,
way that y'all get land is when they give it to y'all. But those of us that are from here, it was already ours. Hence the reason why we signed treaties and land agreements, giving each other space. That had nothing to do with you. It's very clear.
When we moved to Oklahoma, we was.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
And nothing to do with you. And that's
I do. So I think Ace has been waiting on the panel for a little bit. Ace, did you want to add in or
yeah, what's up, Ace?
Your thoughts to the discussion?
I was listening in. Was
the Choctaw revisions were made. Yeah, it's there for everybody.
That we got it down when y'all was saying y'all were Choctaw.
We already know when y'all changed your lingo. I'm pretty sure they sent out the little fire drill pamphlet to everybody that's registered to let y'all know officially there were some name changes and things that y'all had to acquiesce to. And we see that some of y'all even made it your name profile. I bet you we can look back and your name wasn't Chata on TikTok.
Y'all mad we gave you
2 years ago.
You mad at us because we gave our freedmen 20 to 40 acres. That's what you mad about, because we gave you
Why would we be mad about anything when we the people?
No, y'all talking shit because we.
Why are you mad? Why would we be mad about anything?
Why would y'all want to leave from the area then?
See, what's funny is what you know. What you'll notice. What you're gonna notice is we not shook, babe.
Yes, you are.
ICE ain't in our neighborhood swarming.
Yes.
The birthright citizenship, the subject to the jurisdiction thereof. It's all clear. And everybody's finding out. Everybody.
Y'all don't get the benefits we do.
Just because y'all decide, we don't need, baby. Don't need that, baby. Don't need that. The fact that you're getting those benefits is gonna be the reason why that ICE gonna be running through y'all shit.
All the freedmen got took off
because you're based on a fraud. To find out, you're about to.
With it, we didn't do nothing with your land. We gave it to y'all. If you ain't got it now, somebody in your family lost it through taxes or they sold it.
So where are you from?
Hot tax. Right. So that what you just said ain't make no sense. Because our
he talking about we like Indian damn tribe too. This is what's cute.
That's when we got the allotments. We became citizens over.
Choctaw, your name was Choctaw yesterday. You just changed that name. I got screenshots showing you had no picture, say this, and your name was Choctaw yesterday.
Royal, because I literally just said we could look back, and I bet you he changed his name.
It was yesterday. I got a screenshot of what somebody said in the comments. And your name was Choctaw yesterday with no picture.
He just got the memo.
Well, thank you, baby, because Gia said it too that he changed his name. I'm glad you gave us a timeline to say it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was, and then also he said that they have fee simple land. If Choctaw knows what fee simple land is, that's leased land, Choctaw. Leased land. You got fee simple land.
That's right. Just like them.
You want me to show you the definition?
With y'all.
Yeah, fee simple is the highest form of ownership.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show you.
It's the highest form. I can show you.
I'll be back. I gotta go get it off of my other thing.
It's the highest form of ownership. It don't get no higher than fee simple.
I'll be right back.
It don't get higher.
Actual allodial title is the highest, and not all states have allodial titles. So then they go next to it patents. Next goes patents. Then fee simple land is leased land. 99-year lease. Hold on.
No, allodial titles, then fee simples. Fee simple is the highest form of land.
Fee simple is a lease structure, sweetheart. And guess what?
No, it's not.
It's over. You don't even know what you're talking about. It's over now. It's over.
Y'all try to listen to her.
You listening to her. You don't know who you're talking to, baby.
I know her. I know.
You don't know who you're talking to.
I know her. She was naming. She was all kind of.
Hold on, Papa. You gotta give her a break now.
Who he talking to? He tried to speak for the Choctaw tribe.
Okay, sir. Hold on. Anyway, I was gonna ask you. So the fee simple land is leased land where people could live on it, or?
No, it's a high form of ownership. The whole nation got it in fee simple.
It's the most controlled argument.
It's in the damn treaties. Look up Dance of Rabbit Creek Treaty. It states fee simple. We had negotiate our treaties. We've been around these YT folks, so we know how they act. We know how to get our land in fee simple.
So I wanna ask you this: do you understand that when people left the nation and they accepted these land patents and they went to go live around YT people, do you understand that made them taxable Indians?
No, you couldn't leave this area. You couldn't get a land patent to leave. A land patent was set land already. It was marked out. It's got to be northwest, northwest, all that.
Because
I'll show you a land patent. I ain't got to lie to nobody. I'll show you a land patent we gave our freedmen.
No, not the patents, the rules that come with. Chata, I'm not talking about no land patent. I'm talking about the documents that are explaining what the land patents was about and the rules that go with the land patents. When people left those tribes and they accepted those land patents and those plots of land, it made them taxable Indians. For them to go live amongst white tea people and become citizens of the United States and not citizens, not tribal members, it made them taxable Indians.
Which
and
gave them, you're right.
The land plottings is because they left the nation. Now, all of a sudden, I just find it funny how everybody wants, certain people that they gave land patents to come rejoin the nation. Doesn't that mean if we come rejoin the nation, then you guys gave us?
Can I get the big screen?
Yeah, go ahead.
You can't leave the area. You got a land patent. Why you want to leave your area? You got the land patent. It don't make no sense.
Let me drop down so I can get closer so we can read what reservation in this fee simple land that they got that's leased. I'll be back.
This is a land patent we gave our freedmans.
We gonna go around. Let her present first.
She dropped down.
Oh,
She said she'd be back.
Fee simple. Fee simple right now is the highest form of land.
It's leasing that you can get. You
not.
own it only for 99 years. Allodial title is free from any government.
That's what land patent.
So
Let me show you
fee
the
simple is not higher than allodial title.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I can show you the
Oh my
definition.
God, this is like Googleable information. I don't know why
exactly
they lied
it
to
is.
y'all.
Exactly, y'all lying.
I don't know
You
why
lying
they
to
lied
yourself.
to y'all.
You're lying to
Boo,
yourself.
boo, boo. I work in land acquisition.
No,
Let
you
me give you a
don't. No,
little
you don't.
trick.
You
I'm
all-
gonna tell you a little trick. I actually work in land acquisition.
No, you're
That's
not.
what I
You don't
do
even
for a
land.
living.
What's a landman? What's a
Tata,
land?
shut
I tell you
up.
where you work. Lord have mercy.
Like, yeah, stay on. Like, what you been sipping on today, Shata?
His ass, he be doing too much.
Oh no, he talking about we gave the free. Who's we? You ain't gave nobody nothing.
So it says here that reservation is a term used in lease and also in grants of a less estate, and then the fee simple. This is if the owner is fee simple of real estate, grant a lease to be a third party, he does not give away his give away his whole interest, but merely part of it. And that part that gives away is simple, it's said, I can't see this shit. It's said to be reserved or accepted. I think that's what that says. The word reservation is, however, chiefly used in the reference to rent. It being said that a landlord, on letting his land, reserves to himself a rent out of the premises. And he has greeted Choctaw. Your reservations are leased land.
You ain't proved nothing. Come on now.
Your reservations are leased land, Choctaw.
I thought you were gonna show.
Choctaw, why you over here kicking like something that's funny because you over here playing with these colonizers? Did you at least understand what she reading to you, even if you don't think it's true? Because I don't see anything funny with y'all doing deals with the colonizers. I don't see nothing funny.
Everybody else does.
Choctaw said Mississippi was a Choctaw word. Choctaw was Choctaw yesterday. Now he's somebody else. He said they make cornbread. He said that he was an NEGRO. He said his people drank from colored water fountains, and that's not true. That man is a Chicano. That's what he is. He is someone that came through.
They are all the
don't
same.
gotta lie though. I'm showing you a land patent right now. I'll show you what real land patent
But
looks
you
like.
said land patent. I thought you were talking about fee simple land. Which one is it, patent or fee simple?
You get a land patent, then turns fee simple.
Which one is it? You
said
said
patent first.
Now you're talking about patents. Which one is
it's
it?
letting you know right here with a land patent right here. It turns into a fee simple. You gotta get a land patent, then it turns into a fee simple.
Read this to us because it's a little
It's a
small.
fee simple when they lease out the land. What are you talking about?
The government owns it. Yeah, government owns it now.
It's sitting in trust right now because we are being because It's sitting in trust because we have not went back to claim our land yet. That's why.
Y'all ain't got no
Y'all
land to
sitting on
claim,
lease
though.
land. That's all.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Fiefing.
Yes, it is. I just read what a reservation is.
To argue with him.
Everybody's not the same.
Choctaw, read it.
I think he understands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm letting you know right here. This is
Okay, Choctaw, read what this is. We can't see. We don't know what this is. Can you please read it to us?
Following allotment certified was issued to the Department of Interior, commissioned the 5 civilized tribe. It talks about this woman, grandpa, to our paternal great grandfather, Houston Brooks. He's a freedman. Stevenson, senior. In addition to an allotment certificate, a patent was issued as well. So the upper left-hand corner of the allotment certificate listed on the tribe Chickasaw and Chickasaw.
Wait a minute. You're showing someone else's records and not yours?
I'm not a freedman.
Are you kidding me? So wait a minute. You said you're Choctaw. Why are you showing a Chickasaw land patent?
I'm showing.
Yo,
you
a fraud, bro.
Indians kids.
You a fraud, bro. Why are you showing It's not your family. That's not your family's name.
Davida.
I know.
He changed his name from Choctaw to Shatta yesterday.
I'm not an African.
He can pull up somebody else's record, but pull up your tree.
I'm not an African.
Because if you pull up your genealogy,
I'm not an African.
you can pull up your family land patent.
I'm not a freedman.
Because they don't give Africans land patents, dummy.
Y'all said we didn't give y'all land.
You are a dummy. You really are a dummy.
We're not free.
You are a dummy.
Ain't no
Mute your mic.
It was freedom.
Mute your mic.
Too loud. Y'all need to speak.
Yeah, that's what we gonna do. Gia tribe, but it's too loud in my ear. Hold on, y'all know how I go. Y'all can't. Yeah, y'all know all that. I have. Come on, y'all. Y'all can request back up. Yeah, y'all can request back up.
I'm sorry, David. I tried.
Yeah, it was kind of too late there. Yeah, kind of too late. It was kind of too late because we probably gonna go right back to it. What's up? Yeah, Chata. Like, yeah, it's no point with Chata.
As cousin, I just didn't ring like true. How are you showing somebody else's land patent from a Chickasaw nation? And you saying you're Shatta or Choctaw or whatever, but you're not showing your own family genealogy. When I show my screen,
we're not
that
talking
is
about
all
me.
my family's records. I don't show nobody else's records in this room, in this earth, or nowhere else. I show my family genealogy records. I show my family land patents, which I won't be showing because you, a person like you, have shared someone else's family records. And see, this is spiritual warfare. This is spiritual.
I'm showing your
spiritual warfare. I'm gonna mute my mic, but I'm not gonna argue with him. But I find him to be very disingenuous.
No, I'm showing that we gave y'all land. Y'all say we didn't give y'all land, and we did.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. You ain't give me no land, sir.
Yeah, we did. Here, y'all can look this on side. You look this side of yourself.
Yeah. Chata, you ain't give me no land.
Right here. You can
my family ain't even ever go to Oklahoma.
Well, you ain't part of no Choctaw then. You part of it.
I ain't never claimed to be Choctaw, dude.
What tribe you part of then? You got to be part of a nation to get any kind of land patents.
Just the Scalpaho tribe. You know what that is?
Good. That's good.
No,
but we gave all freedmen's acres, so we don't know. We don't owe nobody anything. Only thing we owe y'all is we taking our freedmen's.
Choctaw.
And I'm fighting for y'all freedmen to get back into our nation.
Choctaw.
Why
there are no freedmen
back all of a sudden, and y'all? Why do y'all want the freedmen's back all of a sudden, and y'all do is call
y'all want to get back in here? Y'all want to get back. Freedmen wants to come back.
Gia or Ace, are either of you freedmen?
No.
So then, what's this conversation of y'all? What are you talking about, Choctaw? Who are these freedmen that you're talking about?
I'll show you the list. You want to see the list? You might be on it. You don't know.
Mrs. Evans, as soon as he came in the room, he saw our faces and just assumed that we
You
were
just assumed we're
freedmen.
Freedmans.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
didn't. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Well, that's
No,
why you keep saying y'all then.
You
I
didn't
was
ask
talking
us
about the font. I
anything.
said, ain't nobody on this panel darker than people in that picture. None of y'all is that dark. So how's that,
And then you were calling us names about our skin
y'all no
tone.
name.
You don't know what?
Yes,
No, I
talking
called y'all
about
yellow
our skin
bones.
tone. That's calling
I
us
said
names.
y'all in Texas, y'all would be called yellow bones. That's not talking about y'all.
Hello.
Choctaw.
Oh, God. It's a whole Mexican in here telling everybody that they yellow bones. This is so weird.
But we don't want another sweep. We don't want another
You
sweep.
got a whole list.
But the
You
thing
might
is,
have some land.
and then that's when
whole Mexican.
that's when I said, "What are you talking about?
Name.
My grandfather is from Texas, so why are you even insulting me like that?"
I didn't. I said, y'all yellow bones. Ain't no wrong with that.
Who's a yellow bone? Like, where's the yellow for you, sir? Where's the yellow for you?
I'm copper. I'm red. I'm red bone.
Is the copper in the room with us? Is the
a
copper in the room
Is
with
that what
us?
you looking like? And you
That is a
talking
whole.
this mess?
I told you it's a whole Mexican up in here.
That's called red skin. I'm red bone.
Baby.
You know what? I need
red.
Oh, Danny Trey. We got Danny Trejo in the building, y'all.
Danny Trejo in here telling you that he gave you some land.
We the red people. We the red people. We didn't have that many freedoms. We didn't have but 1,000.
Listen, Machete.
Hey, y'all up here messing with Cajun Choctaw. What up, Choctaw?
He changed his name to Choctaw today, Keo.
Wait a minute.
Call me Red Man too. Yeah.
He literally changed his name to
Hold on.
Choctaw
Hold on.
I got the whole list. Got the whole list.
Hold on, y'all.
You might got land.
Hold on, y'all.
People to help y'all out. Y'all might have land. All these people take land to.
I had to sit down. I had to sit down and catch myself because I was about to fall. I had coffee.
I'm trying to help y'all out.
How are you trying to help me?
Have your land.
How you trying to help me out?
I'm telling you, you might know these people right here. Are you connected
Let
to
it
these
go.
people?
We is not coming back to that nation, so y'all could try to trick us into taking that land back. We own y'all.
If y'all come back, y'all just get the benefits. Y'all get the free.
We don't want it.
Y'all get free schooling. Y'all go to the hospital for free. Y'all go to the dentist for free. Y'all go all that for free. We want that to give y'all back to our freedom. We took away
that now.
Senior Choctaw, it didn't play himself. And don't nobody have no more time for this.
Y'all get housing.
Senior.
Where's Ashton Kutcher at? Where is Ashton Kutcher? Because this got to be
I'm trying to fight for y'all freedom and get back to our
real quick.
No,
it ain't nothing about land.
Hold on. Pam wants to speak. Y'all. Go ahead.
Hey, cousin Latasha, cousin Davida, cousin, and then my Nikki. Okay, I just
Here
see
calling us freedmans.
I hear him, and I'm about to bust his bubble real quick, and then you could drop me down for somebody else to come up. I just seen one of my ancestors' name on that list, and I knew for sure she was 100% Indian from over here in Virginia. Oh yes, baby.
Virginia? Oh, this is Oklahoma.
Yeah, it don't matter. She was. Yeah, it don't matter. Don't matter. They took Virginia Indians over to Oklahoma. Don't even go there. And she was dark skinned. Don't try that, brother. Don't try that, because I see my ancestor's name on that list. And she's a whole damn Indian.
Might have some land.
She was full-blooded. Full-blooded. So I don't look. Y'all playing with y'all food. Y'all need to throw that plate away.
Listen, Miss Pam, I just seen the food. It was a blind food order. It was a blind food order.
Beans and rice.
Listen. It was a dare, if
You
you
got
will.
know there was Africans that owned more slaves.
Listen, I ain't know.
The
You call me
chalupa.
African one more time.
There
and
was no Africans
The
here.
chalupa.
I ain't saying y'all are.
Stop
I'm
with the
saying there's
African thing.
Africans that
The
own more
chalupa
slaves.
Choctaw.
Stop with the
Okay.
African thing.
Okay, you
I
know,
ain't call
listen.
y'all
You know
Africans.
what?
I didn't call
If
y'all
we
Africans.
It
Africans,
could never bother you
no,
that a Cambodian
listen,
is
y'all.
in here
No,
telling you you
listen,
African.
listen. If we Africans, then you a
Oh,
Spaniard.
you didn't. I didn't call you
Period.
that. I said there was
Cambodian.
Africans.
He might be
There was
Cambodian.
Africans that was here that
Well,
owned
he
more
looking a
slaves
little
than we did.
Asian over there
Or
too.
He's a
You
little
don't know about
Cambodian.
look
I'm
shit.
seeing a little Cambodian forehead.
The
He's a
hell
Choctaw
you
people.
talking about?
Yeah.
Full blood
he
Choctaw
could
right
be
here. Full blood.
Filipino.
That's what a full blood looks like. You want to see a full blood right here?
No, you ain't no
A
full
full
blood.
blood
'Cause
what?
you don't look nothing like the
Filipino.
murals. You don't look nothing like the murals.
No,
You don't look
you don't
nothing like
either.
the
You
paintings.
don't
You
either.
don't look nothing like the description.
You don't either. Nobody on
Oh,
this
yes,
panel
I
is
do.
that dark. No, you
Oh,
don't.
yes,
I'm looking
I
at you
do.
right now. I'm looking at you right now. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Put your glasses on.
Somebody
Put your
better
glasses
go
on.
get them books and
Put
Wait a
describe
minute.
what them people look like.
Okay,
Wait a
hold on
minute,
real
y'all.
quick.
Hold
Let me
on.
ask him a question.
That's not
Hold
your
on.
reason.
So, am I to believe that what he is saying is that because we are not as dark as the people in that picture,
That's what you're saying to me.
then we're not full blood? However, every one of us, our mamas, daddies, and granddaddies, is way blacker than you.
That's
You don't
just
even
one
like. You don't
picture.
even. You look like the white
All
person
right,
in the
then. Why are you
corner.
trying to use that against me?
So
You
what
saying
are
I'm
you
not that
saying?
dark.
I know Laos
You're not that
If
dark
you're
either.
gonna use lookership, that just sounds
That's
crazy.
you. That's what you're doing.
See, we
You saying
actually
I'm
are in
not
here
that.
on bloodline.
Why am
We
I not
actually
them
know
people
our
then?
families.
Why am I
We
not them
know our
people? Why
treaty
am I not?
signers. We know the people in our family that were a
Why am
part
I
of
not
these
them
tribes
people
that
then?
signed these
You
agreements
tell me why I'm
with
not
this
them people then.
nation. We already know. See, that's what we're
What,
talking
you,
about.
what are you
You
using to
came
say
in
I'm
here
not them
with.
people?
Why are you interrupting me? You came in here with this lookership thing because of what you thought, because of what you saw, and you continue to keep
I done
doing
said
it.
yellow bone. I said yellow bone. Ain't nothing wrong with yellow
That's
bone.
called lookership. Because we just
No,
called
it's
you a
not.
Mexican and a
No, it's
Chinaman.
not. That's all right. Cool.
Right,
I ain't mad at
cool. So guess what? When someone's having an
it.
intellectual
So
conversation,
you got
just
that
coming
darker
in with
picture.
randomness that you
No,
have no clue. You are way out of your depth. You literally
no.
just changed your name to Shata yesterday.
That's always been Cheta.
No, it has.
No,
It
it
has.
hasn't.
It has been
So
what?
what are y'all using to say
Oh,
I'm
yes,
from
It's
Cheta?
always been what?
Choctaw yesterday.
Chuh.
What did he
It's
say it
Cheta.
was?
It's CHAH. Cheta. That's how we say it.
All right.
Correct.
So
That's not what the road
It's
say
evidence number
though.
343.
Hold your losa. That's what y'all are. Hold your losa.
Did you just call us
No, he
the
was a
N-word?
Mexican.
Hoyo means woman. Losa means black. Y'all black women.
Choctaw, have you ever
We
dated
didn't
a
have a
black
we didn't
woman?
have a word for y'all before 1492.
Have you ever dated a black woman?
Yes, I'm mourning about all.
He is crazy.
Hold on, real quick. Real talk question.
I'm gonna use that. I'm wanted by all. He crazy.
I ain't gotta lie about that.
Hey,
Did have your name was spelled CHOCTH.
That's the English version.
A couple of
English
days
version,
ago.
yeah.
What
English,
made you
yeah.
change it to Chata?
because he heard us.
Because the only people I know
Yeah.
that really go by Chata are most of the people that's in this room right now.
No, y'all don't. Y'all
Chief
need
Warhorse got her land back earlier this year.
I ain't never even
y'all
heard you
say
say
y'all
As soon as Chief Warhorse got that land and Bumper Car back
CHA.
together, all the Choctaws turned
Y'all leave the
Choctaw.
extra H out. Y'all leave the
Yeah,
extra
we
H
saw
out.
and we already know.
Y'all don't spell it like this. Y'all don't spell it like that.
Just admit
No, y'all don't.
that you
Y'all
love
spell
this.
it
You love this
CHATA.
indigenous influence that you
Y'all
get.
leave the H out.
Let's just keep
Y'all
it
leave
real.
the H out.
You getting that
No,
real
I'll show
deal
you. I can show y'all.
American Indian
I can show
influence.
you. That's our
You
legal
love
term.
it. You
That's
bad.
our legal
Trust
term.
me, Africans love it too.
That's our
You
legal
know what I'm
term.
saying? I get it. I get it.
You can't be called American Indian on documents. You go to
Got real
jail.
flavor and
What
seasoning.
do you mean you can't be called American Indians on
You
document?
can't.
My job
You
got
can't.
me as that. What you talking about? My
No,
social
no, they
security is
don't.
that.
You can't
My
put it on
documents and stuff like
Indians,
that.
sir.
What
Me,
you
my
talking
mama, my
about?
grandmama, my
American Indian
kids,
on
my
your birth
grandkids,
No, they're not.
all
No,
on
they're not.
paperwork.
Give you $1,000
From
in
the
jail.
from the elementary
say it
school
too.
to our
Y'all
ID
lying.
to the doctor's office to the
Y'all
Social
lying
Security
now.
Department.
But listen, you
Yeah.
ain't that
Y'all lying.
special. You
You
ain't
can put
that
on a
special.
census record.
You are not that special.
It's on all that.
American Indian.
Okay, Choctaw, let me ask you a question real quick, because I know you
What?
say you from Mississippi. What do you know about the Caddo Indians?
We whooped on them.
And why is that?
We had a war. We had a war with them and whooped on the Caddos.
Why?
Because we was locked there. That's why we're still here. We fought these other people off. We absorbed up these smaller tribes into our nation.
So
like the
that's
Yamas.
how they
Yamas
became
is not here.
freedmen?
Yamas got beat up. And they
Hold on. So the Caddo people, y'all absorbed them into y'all nation. Is that how they became freedmen?
No, not the Caddos. I'm talking about like the Yamasees.
No, you just said that those other tribes,
I said
y'all
the
had brought
Caddo.
them into y'all nation.
Yeah, smaller tribes. Caddo, Yamasee. That's why Yamasees ain't here no more.
So
Yamasees
y'all brought the Caddo people into the Choctaw Nation?
No, we fought the Caddo.
So what happened to them?
They still there in Texas. They got their own nation.
What part of Texas?
Shit, probably the Southeast here.
Mm.
But that's not my nation, so you can ask the Caddo about that. But yeah, we had a war between the Caddos. We beat up on the Caddos. We beat up on the Chickasaw.
Why did the Yawani Choctaw people flee down there over there in the piney woods over there with the Caddos?
I just want to move with it. I just want to move, I guess.
You're teaching them, Gino.
No, you ain't teaching me nothing.
And you can't. I'm gonna tell you, you can't tell these trolls too much. Next thing you know, he gonna have a Cotto. They ain't gonna be Cotto tomorrow, child.
What is that right there? Talking about it.
You tell these trolls nothing. They don't know none of this history.
You can't
prove that they're related to none of these people.
What's your culture?
It ain't no reason to tell them nothing.
You have no culture
because they wasn't talking about the treaties at first. Now they all talking about the treaties, and then they mixing the dope with the treaties. Nah, they wasn't talking about.
Well, you didn't lie in here 3 times, and I'm not even gonna tell you where. And it's okay though, because this is how we know y'all not related to us. And unless you're related to us, you're not who you say you are.
No, y'all related to me. Y'all related to
They
me.
wasn't talking about them treaties because it was a video that was out. See, we be talking in shorthand, and I was like, wait a minute.
Names no treaties.
And
Y'all say treaties.
Miss Pam, I'm not talking about today. I'm not talking about today. Okay, thank you.
Same name from back then to now.
Anywho, we were talking about the treaties on other platforms. And then earlier this year, and then a video had came out. And Miss Pam was like, wait a minute, why is this group talking about that treaty and they're not connected to it? I said, Miss Pam, because we be talking in shorthand, because we know what we're talking about. But if people are listening in the anonymous section and they taking notes, but they don't know what we're talking about because we're talking in shorthand and then they mixing the dope. So we got to stop teaching.
Y'all making a broad.
Stop
talking
while I'm talking.
You finished.
I'm not finished. So stop teaching them, is what I'm saying. To protect your skin.
What we use, I think we use it like I can pull it up here. Like a plant based. We invented sunscreen.
Don't pull it up. You should know it. You should know it because it still should be used to this day. So don't pull it up. You should know it.
I don't use sunscreen right now. But we invented sunscreen over here. We invented toothpaste. We invented a lot of stuff.
You invented what?
Toothpaste, sunscreen.
Why would you need sunscreen if you a melanated individual?
Everybody's sunburned. I done showed y'all skin sunburned. I showed y'all this.
Honey, I've never had sunburn before. I've never had sunburn. Hold on. I put on Popini. I put on
Stay
pop
out of it.
in and I go outside in the sun, especially when I lived in Arizona. I have never had sunburn a day in my life.
You had it on because you had that stuff on. You were out there bare, you got sunburn.
I just went outside and worked 6 hours today with no olive oil on. My skin not crispy.
No sunburn.
I've
Yes,
never
I-
had
yes,
sunburn.
I had no sunburn.
Yes,
My
I got
kids ain't had no
sunburn,
sun. Child, I lived in Arizona, 120
Got
degrees.
sunburn, though.
Child.
Don't act like y'all
No,
don't, though.
no suntan lotion, no
Yeah,
nothing.
right. You want to see y'all skin sunburn?
Baby
Well, look,
oil,
At the beach,
grease,
wasn't we?
let me show y'all what
blue
y'all look like when y'all
magic,
sunburn.
nigga, it don't matter. Nigga,
Look, we
whatever.
was just at the beach,
Nigga,
right?
we don't
Did
burn
we
this
burn?
This is we are the earth. The hell
got a
earth
little
gonna
darker,
burn me
but
from?
it didn't burn.
Y'all peel too.
You ever
Y'all
seen a
peel.
tree get a sunburn? Then why
Yeah.
in the hell would I get one?
No.
Darvid, I'm about to get off of here and go do something. Okay, I'm gonna drop it. Let somebody else on the panel.
All right, for sure.
Okay, talk to you later.
Peace.
All right.
Bye, y'all. Love
Peace a
y'all.
lot, Chike.
Peace a lot, Chige. That's how you say it.
Peace a lot, Chike.
What's peace I mean? What's peace I mean? What's peace I mean? Who said that? Who said peace a lot, Chige? What's
Can
peace
we
I
get
mean?
this Mexican up out of here so we can
Look
finish
at
our
that. Y'all sunburn
conversation,
right here.
please?
Y'all sunburn. Y'all want an echo chamber. All right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So y'all sunburn.
Yo, Choctaw is a resident
Y'all
native
sunburn.
Indian. Everybody's faces.
Y'all sunburn.
You should. I'm sorry,
Sunburn.
Sage, but
All
he's
right.
showing a picture. He's showing a
Expanded in.
picture
That's
of,
y'all skin
of
tone.
somebody
y'all
that's
skin
not melanated.
tone.
I don't know who he's
Melanated right there. She's all y'all.
He's
bitch.
showing a
If
picture of
Choctaw
his
ain't gonna
cousin
show
or
you none of his
something.
He's darker
genealogy,
than all of y'all.
he ain't gonna do none of that.
That
I'm
skin
telling you.
tone right here is darker than all of y'all.
He just be
Y'all
trolling.
not this dark.
My
Y'all
skin
not
ain't
this
never
dark.
did that. I was just
You're not
in.
that dark, exactly. You're not this
You
darker
haven't
than
Skin
been
and
in
never
certain
burned. Okay, never
you haven't
burned
been
a
in
day
a
in my
certain
life.
Look, yeah,
Choctaw.
I know. Yes, you ain't been at the sun long enough.
Oh my
You
God.
ain't stay in the house.
All day.
all
What do you
day.
mean?
You stay in the
We was
house.
at the beach
Sun all
2 days,
day.
all day,
day.
and I didn't burn.
Choctaw, has ICE been in y'all neighborhood?
Oh,
Let's
Nope.
talk about something you know
We're a
about.
sovereign nation. Talk
How
about
many of your
sovereign. They don't
cousins
come
have been
out with
frisked by ICE?
none. I don't know. They don't come to Oklahoma.
ICE ain't in Oklahoma?
Nope, sure ain't.
Oh,
All
well, they
Mississippi.
ICE up at that
All
fair cutting off
Louisiana.
all y'all funding.
I got three
I know they
nations.
up there cutting that good funding off.
No, they
Yeah.
aren't. No, they not.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
We generate billions of dollars. We're different than the other nations.
Child.
Chocolate Nation, we knew we was doing when we signed the
Funding
treaty.
on pause while they figure out
No,
they
it
did
doesn't
been
matter.
real
at
Slim
the
Shady.
Navajo Nation. They've been
It
at the
doesn't matter.
Navajo
We still
Nation. I tell
generate
you that.
billions. We generate billions of dollars.
Oh,
Oh
really?
yeah, they've been running all through y'all books.
Not Oklahoma.
I can't wait
No.
till Doge get to y'all.
Yeah. No, they were deporting Africans, people that look like y'all getting deported too.
Us.
Oh baby, I don't look like no
Y'all look like
African.
them.
Again,
Y'all look like
who
They
are
don't
you
look like
talking
us.
to?
They not us.
Y'all look
It ain't
like
nobody in this room look like no
Listen, I ain't
African.
seen no African look like me. What
Please,
you on?
please. I
What
can show
you
you
on?
that. I can show you a picture of West
What are
African.
you on?
The police gonna see you as African.
I don't
Is
think
they
so.
not? Is they no? What they
When
gonna
they
look at
run
you?
my
Listen,
ID,
What they gonna know? It
I
don't
get
matter about what they
accused
gonna
more
run.
of
What they
being
gonna
a
look at
when
you?
they
Dominican
run
before
my
I get
ID,
African.
they're gonna see it say American Indian.
No, it doesn't. No ID has anything. No ethnicity
Yes, it
on
does.
ID do not have
Yes,
ethnicity
it
on
does.
It don't.
I
No, it
bet
don't.
it do.
No, it
Because
don't.
it
I know
happened.
that.
It happened. I called the police on somebody and I gave them my ID and I told the African with an African surname, do not put African American on my police report. And he got mad. And I waited till his supervisor came and I gave them my ID. And when he came back, it was totally different. He was very respectful. And I said, you see, it didn't say African American, did it? It said American Indian, right? So even in Social Security, everything in my voter registration, everything says American Indian. 2020 census, American Indian. So where'd he go? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had to get up out of there.
You don't want to know the truth.
It's too hot. Them
Don't want
questions
the-
was too
He was getting sunburned.
said I wasn't out in the sun long enough. Didn't I have 2 beach days just this week?
You had 2 beach days. I
had no suntan lotion.
I had a half a beach day, but even still with that, I went to the
You didn't
powwow.
burn, but I didn't have no suntan lotion, Nikki, and I'm light. I never burn.
I was at the powwow. So that was my other day out in the sun all day. And I did get a little bit darker, but I didn't burn. And I had you saw my dress, so it was pretty much like having on like a bathing suit on the shoulder part.
Came back at the property. We was on the river, and it was hot in the sun, but we had a pavilion. But you know what I'm saying? We still was in the sun.
Yeah, but you saw how my dress, I didn't have no sleeves. It was just the 2 straps. I had my jacket on at first, but it had got too hot.
Yeah,
she got hot at the powwow. Because I seen it on her face. I said, come here, Nikki, to my car. Let me give you some water, baby.
Like the live, keep the lights going. Let it get stagnant. Don't let the lights get stagnant. Like the live.
Ooh, I'm gonna need to have a wristband on this carpal tunnel with these lights, child. Okay, I'm gonna do it because you asked nicely. Talk to me nice. I see Miss Pam liking it. It says like this, and Stormy liking it. Child liking it.
That dude ran like he had
Gemini.
Somebody set his behind on fire. He went.
I told you he got sunburn. Shit. Oops, shoot. Put some fruit. I can't like it fruit.
Yeah, share the live too. Like and share the live.
Put the fruit in there. Forgot we can't cuss. If we want to keep it nice, talk to me nice. La 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 la. Talking about whatever bone he was talking about.
He had Tom Akron baited.
I didn't know what he looked like until he showed his face. I said, I know you lied. I said, okay, if we Africans, then you a Spaniard.
His historian said on a speech, they came out the dirt. Then he said they came out of hole. Then they came out of water. I'm trying to figure out which one is it.
Hole with water.
27 and the historian. So we know what that is. We know what that is.
I don't know, but that watermelon was so refreshing, Miss Pam. I don't know if I told you, but ooh, it was good.
I know, because Stale got some. Raven Ramon grabbed him some. As soon as he finished dancing, he grabbed some. He said, Miss Pam, I think I need that watermelon now. I was like, okay. I said, you want a water too?
Yeah, that Miss Pam was the concession stand. Oh, she was so hospitable and just gave me the biggest hug.
Yeah, we got
very sweet.
We got who's Coconut? Go ahead.
Hey, how is everybody doing?
My you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, and God Pro.
Yes, we can. Yeah, I just wanted to touch base on what the Indian boy was saying about the brothers and sisters getting burnt. I was raised on my island, and then I came to Philadelphia. I've been here ever since. And I worked for a security company. I was a supervisor, and everybody that worked for me was Black. I didn't have no white people. And we did a lot of big venues in Philadelphia. And during the summer, and I'm not going to say all Black people, all of them, but I had over 100 of them working out in that sun, standing guard on the venues. And I got multiple calls on my radio from mostly women, the women that work for me. And their shoulders, arms were literally turning purple in the sun. And they literally asked, can they go home?
Okay.
So I'm not saying I didn't see no sun burn. I didn't see no peeling. They came back the next day and went right back to work.
Your point, sir. I'm from West Philly, born and raised, went to Overbrook High School, and I'm an Indian. Okay? I'm American Indian. My grandparents is from Powhatan tribe and the Cherokee tribe. But I'm from West Philly, born and raised.
Okay.
So what you saying? I'm saying I never sunburned. What that got to do with me?
I'm not, listen.
But see, you came up here kind of hot.
All of them.
And the thing is, I was saying, and my cousins were saying that we never burn. And we've been at the beach, at the river, all that this weekend and all over the place. But
and I agree with you on that.
Okay, I'm just saying, sir, this is one Philadelphian to another. That has nothing to do with the price of tea in China.
You absolutely right. And that's not what I was saying. I was just saying that from my experience, because all I have is Black friends. I have no white friends. They're either Puerto Rican, like me, or Black. And we've been to the beach.
Puerto Ricans, okay?
I've been on the beach.
I grew up with a lot of Puerto Ricans.
I think what he said, though, I think the second part he said, though, was the next day they would come back, like they would burn today, but tomorrow they come back.
Yeah, they just was like...
He was saying the next day when they come back, they wouldn't be burned no more. Like they peeled or something. But then
I think
that's
long enough.
Yeah, but Puerto Ricans are what? Puerto Ricans are what? What are Puerto Ricans?
One mic at a time. One mic.
Puerto Ricans are indigenous.
Kio's mic.
Spanish and African American. African. We're a mixture. I'm 25% indigenous Taino Indian. I have small traces, but still there, of African descent, African blood, and I have Portuguese, which is going to be that European, that Spanish, that Spaniard, Spanish side. So
can you break that down though? Because you're saying traces of blood, the way I know of people being born is a mama and a daddy. So, what's your mama? What's your daddy? What's your grandmama name?
They're both Puerto Rican.
That's how you know who people are. We can't do traces of blood.
Okay, mom and dad is both from Puerto Rico. Okay.
What is their ethnic groups? Though that's where they were from.
So when I did my DNA, my mom and dad passed. And I didn't do it.
Is your mom? So what's your mom? Is your mom Portuguese and Taino?
Well, see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. When I did my
I want to hear the DNA test because that's not real.
They already
I want to know what your grandmama and them said.
Okay, so like I said, when I did my DNA, my mom and dad had already passed. So I couldn't get their DNA. So they went by the people in my family who they could connect to me. And that's how they split down my mom and dad to give me what I got from my dad, what I got from my mom. If you can understand that.
I'm trying. So help me with this. Let's take it to where I am, because it might be me. I promise you. I'm not even trying to be facetious. Okay, so with your mom, God rest her soul.
Thank you.
Was she a mixed woman from Puerto Rico? Did she have a Portuguese mother and and
No.
they, you know, American father, you know, like what was her parents' breakdown?
So just a quick background on Puerto Rico. You know,
I know all about
Spaniards
Puerto
took
Rico,
over
but I'm asking
the
about
island.
your parents because I want you to understand that every place in this world has migrations, but those migrations they're not 100% indicative of every single person. There's no such thing as a melting pot. It's not like everybody that came into Puerto Rico jumped into a cooking pot and then babies came out with perfect mixtures of all the people who showed up in Puerto Rico, right? There are Asians that moved to Puerto Rico, lived there for 200 years, and they're still Asians. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what we do in here is we don't deal with what the colonizer did or what the migrator had to deal with. We deal with the ethnic group that traveled, right?
Okay.
Or that was misclaimed, misclassified, or renamed. So when I think about your mother as the beautiful woman I'm sure she is or was, I'm thinking of saying a woman and a man that had a daughter. And that man and woman came from either they were also native of Puerto Rico because the Taino people were there long before any of those migrations. And there are Taino people that did not intermix with any of those people who came to that island, right?
Yep.
But that's only knowing if you know who had who. If we get into, well, let me tell you, in this neighborhood, it was like 15 Mexicans lived over there, white folks lived over there. So them babies could be anything. That's not really a genealogical story, right? That's just us knowing what's going down in Puerto Rico. So I was just wondering if you don't, it's okay, because I promise you, this whole entire world has spent billions of dollars to make sure people don't know a lot of these things. So I'm just asking if you were abreast of what their actual, like my dad was Filipino, mom was Jamaican and Taino, and that's why that's why, that's where you get me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't respectively, I don't know. When I was being raised up, my mom and dad said we Puerto Rican, and that was it. There was I didn't ask her nothing else. I didn't ask my daddy nothing else. They talk Spanish. They taught us Spanish, which is not our language to begin with. Excuse me, but I just went by that, and like I said, they died
unalived.
Unalived. I'm sorry. And as I got older, I just felt like, damn, like who am I? Like, where do I belong? Because I grew up with just them. There was no aunts,
Like the
uncles.
live, y'all.
There was no aunts and uncles. There was no grandmom and grandpa. They had been gone already when I was born, because we're talking about my daddy was born in the 20s.
And I hear you, and that makes so much sense to me. And I respect that story so much, because that's truly what a lot of people like. That's a lot of people that hear that will tell you, I'm just Black, right?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing else. That's what my parents was. That's just it, and that's a respectable thing. I don't know why people get kind of in the weirds about that, because that's truly a good thing. I'm gonna tell you, Puerto Rico does have enough flavor and culture and its own thing going on that people can encapsulate it. You know what I'm saying? It's a smaller place, so people can encapsulate a Puerto Rican culture.
Right.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah, I just think, like me personally, the way I was raised, like I said, I came up in the hood, North Philly. You from Philly, you should be familiar with, Fairhill and Cambria and all them, the Badlands, North Philly. It was only me and it was Puerto Ricans and Blacks. I never had a problem. Like, that's who we are. Most Puerto Ricans have African in them. A lot of them, excuse me, don't wanna say that. They figure because they got 1% here of African. I have a couple of different parts of Africa that they give me traits from, blood from.
DNA test thing, right?
Yeah, on the DNA.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But some Puerto Ricans, and that's when you come when they say the Afro Latinos or Afro Latinas, they have more Black. But if you talk to them, a lot of them, especially Dominicans, they won't admit to that for some strange reason. So,
but though, that's very interesting you say that, because it begs for me to ask one more question to completely understand. When you say African descent, are you referring to the same colloquial term in regards to, like, if someone's African American, they have African descent?
No.
Or do you mean like specific African groups that you know of that were in Puerto Rico?
I think that I don't know if you could put them two together. I know there's a lot of Black people that say they're Black Americans and they don't have any indigenous or any African roots. And then I have friends that claim that. And I also have friends that don't claim that. So I'm only referring to, I can only go by what I know. I can't speak.
So when you think about that, then the people that you know that were Puerto Rican that you feel like were maybe not I shouldn't say denying, but claim to have no African roots. Are you speaking of African or African American?
I'm speaking of African.
Like true African. Or are you thinking about how American people or African Americans have African? So Puerto Ricans that are dark have African. Is it that kind of thing?
It can be.
Okay. I was trying to make sure I was understanding. So if you see now, well, I shouldn't say now because you're obviously a grown man. So if you have an understanding that there are dark skin or melanated indigenous people all over, like in America, the Taino people of your homeland, does it make sense that some of these people would deny African?
I mean,
but just know that they still have a melanated blood tie. It's just not an African one. Does that make sense?
I mean, it makes sense. For me, I think that if, like I said, a lot of especially on the island, a lot of the light-skinned, white-skinned, like me, I'm pretty white.
Y'all say
YT. I'm sorry. Skinned Puerto Ricans. We still have African DNA. So
African, or is it indigenous to somewhere? Melanated indigenous, or is it specifically African?
Well, like I said, mine is from different parts of Africa.
I'm just curious.
You know what? Let me see.
Venus.
I was on Congo.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I got 10 on Congo and 5 on Nigeria.
Lord have mercy. I'm wondering if it's like what they do to us over here in the mainland. Not saying that there isn't people that have that bloodline, but everybody wasn't just mixing like that. So
Africans was getting it in, wasn't they?
I mean, it's like we wasn't just doing that,
Mr. K come up here earlier and tell us that she's from Colombia, but a bunch of African slaves that went out there. So that's why
killing me in that.
right?
We're all mixed.
No, not with African.
Not with African.
Baby,
No,
some of us know our mixtures.
I want to know how 82
Some of us
Africans.
know our mixtures, sweetie.
You do
I
not
wanna
know
know-
my family.
Nikki,
Gee.
I want to know how 82 Africans made over 60 million people. That's what I want to know.
And
Yeah.
everybody got mixtures, but you just need to know what they are. And if you
Right.
don't know, it's okay. But just because you got a little hint on you, don't mean it's African. And that it's just sad that people are selling out their own beautiful histories for one that they know nothing about.
See, the problem is that this whole Hollywood portrayal that's been done now is what have everybody confused. Because at first I didn't understand why Phoenix was playing those nostalgia movies on the other application, but now I get it. Because it was showing those Tuscaroras when Rosie Greer was the chief. When I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, the ancestors was playing those Indians in those old movies when they were making them in New York. But when they start making films in Los Angeles, then that's when we started seeing the Iron Eyes Codys, who was a whole Italian. Y'all know when I say it like that, I'm petty.
Italian. Hey, what about the article we had just a couple of months ago that said African genome was only 2% of the DNA?
Oh, cousin.
I didn't mean to say that.
Less, cousin.
Less than 2%?
Yes, sir.
Damn. Lordy.
Yeah.
Margin of error is 4 to 5, so just let that sit.
All right.
Is they scared that all that American blood gonna come out in the wash?
Listen, I was trying to let Darvin know that Venus was trying to get up on stage, but there's no room right now. But
shit, anybody want to drop for Venus? Like, not gonna lie.
Drop me,
All right.
David.
Oh, somebody just dropped. Oh, well, okay. Well, if Miss Pam want to come back up, because somebody else just dropped. But she had a room yesterday, right? And the room, it had got kind of spicy, but it was quite interesting because people were talking about their DNA results. And she said something that really got to me. She was like, well, how can you tell the difference between an African in Texas or Louisiana or South Carolina than one over on the continent? And I was like, right? Because when you see those results, it doesn't match you to anybody over there, but it'll say you are African American over in South Carolina or in Tennessee. How is that?
Wasn't the Shabuzi?
Look,
Wait, and I know we don't always do lookership, but when you start comparing the phenols, a lot of them don't align. I'm sorry. The skulls don't even match up.
We just had a Mexican in here letting us know that he gave us some freedman land, so he just left. Yeah.
Listen, I wasn't even until he actually showed us what he looks like. I was just going by the accent because he said he has a southern accent,
Yeah,
right?
you sound like Texas for sure.
For sure.
You sound like one of
I wasn't even gonna mess with him like that until he showed me his face, and I was done. I was about to fall out.
I promise you sounded like one of my uncles in Texas.
I mean, because that's why I wasn't even messing with him. I was just gonna play the game with him.
And you heard me. I was like, you know how it is. Our kids be different colors. I thought that was a brother child.
I listen. Even when he called me a yellow bone,
yeah,
and I got insulted.
This here talking about yellow.
He called me a yellow
all
bone.
of us is yellow.
And we're not the original Indians because we're not as dark as the Indians on Darvin's picture.
He sure did call me a yellow ball. I think Darvin got this going on the YouTube.
He blind. That dude blind for real.
He called me a yellow bone.
Child, it was a Mexican, so.
He sure did. Talking about over in Texas, I'll be a yellow bone. I said, what you talking about? My granddaddy from Texas. What you talking about?
What's up, Tyron? You come up here. What's up, grandson? The usual.
See, I ain't gonna talk too much unless I need to. I'm on a ride right now.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's been a chill live. Ain't been too many trolls, honestly.
For sure.
You found what you was looking for. We was stalling until you found what you was looking for. Brother from
Coconut.
Yeah, because I couldn't see his whole name.
Went back in the blinds.
All right. Well, we could stall for a minute. But I just want people to understand,
live,
just because the Africans came over here don't mean we was getting down with them, okay? And just because we say they're not in our family don't mean that we deny that they came over here. Come on now.
You know what, Nikki? You saying that people don't also break down these stories into territories. Everybody's family or everybody's area don't have the same story. That's another problem that people have. It's always this one big melanated man, a Indian, a YT man, and African man, and it's just crazy.
Up, Gator.
Gator Mater.
Yeah, listen, and people see they need to become topographers, they need to become
genealogists,
they need to look at those maps. And even when we were in Bunker and I was talking about Alabama and stuff like that, and when Chief broke it down, she said that it wasn't Alabama at that point, and I was just like, and it wasn't no Arkansas at that time, and Mississippi wasn't Mississippi. So what are we talking about here?
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, Jules, Liberia one created to about 1840. It was the St. George colony prior to that, right? So yeah, and then you got to figure out why did millions of Americans go to Africa? Because there was no Liberia. Yeah, people. You know what I love when people get to chatting and they ain't did no proper history because they don't know what they be talking about, and it be weird.
I will say that I think Puerto Ricans have more African blood because Columbus came over and brought the slaves, and they was mainly from Africa. So
you sure about that coconut?
No, I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I did do a lot of, for me, for being Puerto Rican, I did do a lot of history looking up for me. I can't speak for Blacks, and I'm glad that because I'm learning stuff that I didn't know.
So I'm gonna give you a little history on Columbus.
Okay.
Columbus didn't bring no Africans with him besides those that was Moors, right? But when he left the Americas, like when he left Haiti, he took Haitians back to Europe. a Spanish word, brother.
Right.
They didn't
I know
call
exactly
themselves
what it
originally
is.
Tainos.
Okay, well,
bro, listen.
I mean,
Am I a subgroup
if
of my
you look it
father,
up,
bro?
Okay,
Am I a
listen,
subgroup of my
one
father?
mic, guys. One
I
mic.
mean,
One mic.
I can
guys.
only tell you what I read.
One
Where
mic.
y'all got the same place y'all got your information from is from books and internet is the same where I got mine.
Not true.
So I'm only gonna go by on that.
Some
I'm
of
not
us
gonna
got-
I'm
listen,
not
bro.
gonna tell y'all about your history, because I don't know it.
Listen,
But I understand.
some of us have personal history, right? Some of us have ancestors that participated in a colonialism. You get what I'm saying? Like the French Indian War with the
Right.
Dalrymples. So because of that, I have a great grandfather, a sixth great grandfather named John Dalrymple. And guess what? He was side by side with George Washington in the French Indian War. So I got firsthand accounts on the French Indian War. You get what I'm saying? Not everything is on the internet and can be Googled. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're absolutely right.
Like
You're absolutely right. Listen, like I said, I have a page that I dedicate only to the history and of Puerto Ricans. That's what I do. I look up everything and I post it so that we can understand, so that my people can understand. Because a lot of them don't even know their history. So
Hey, oh, I'm sorry.
what I'm telling you is the main story of my island, of Boricua. That was the original name that the Tainos called it. When Columbus came over, he made up that name Puerto Rican. Okay, for us, that's not even a real name for us. We just went along with it over the years. Spanish isn't our language. Arawak and Taino is our language. When he came over, a lot of the Indians were raped, killed.
Yo, did he just say, yo, you can't say these words, dude.
I'm sorry. I don't normally get on lives.
I'm gonna drop your rate. You said too many trigger words, dude.
Drop some fruit in the comments for Cuz Road. Drop that coin. Drop that coin.
All right.
Hey guys. As soon as I came in here, I heard some BS. That's crazy.
LOL.
You know, that's the first time I ever heard a Taino as a subgroup of Iroquois. That's crazy word.
Well,
the Taino are mixed. The Taino are
you
mixed.
can look it up.
Hold on. The
can Google
Taino are a mix of different tribes, not just one tribe. They're not only Iroquois. There's also descendants of other tribes that were sent to the islands. So the Taino over there are a mix of different tribes from the mainland.
Right. They actually fought with the Arawak and other groups that were there. They didn't all get along. Like it wasn't a great big family where they was all good together. So, like I said, the story that has been said for years is that Columbus brought African slaves over, and the Spaniards